Now go to Mozilla. Yep, and it should be active over here too momentarily,
Yeah,
and then we will be live.
this is excellent connection.
Awesome. Not yelling at us
There
about
it
that
goes.
bit rate.
What is Smoking Canna family? It is your host, Dustin, with two buds in a jar, and we are back with our sixth annual podcast. Harry, can you believe it? We have done 6 or 7 of them now, I think.
6 podcasts, man. That is awesome.
I think it's great. But if you guys are wondering what's on the table and what is before you, we have got a bunch of merch finally, and we have got it all customized, made. These are from the Gorilla Cookies Grow. These are really nice keychains. They're all organic epoxy that are food grade safe and cannabis leaves that came from a real cannabis grow on our channel, so it is highly customized. We also got ashtrays in, and we're able to do these in production too. So if you guys want to check them out, this,
Customizable.
yeah, they're customizable. You can get them in any color you want.
Or
And
if you want a certain image in there, just let us know what image you want in your ashtray and I will fit it in there for you.
yeah, absolutely. And you got the green, got the actual trays. These are the resin trays. These are food grade safe for you breaking up your herbal flowers on,
Yeah, it
and
was
they
food
are
grade.
quite nice.
Handmade.
Yeah,
Everything's handmade.
yeah, everything's handmade and
Homegrown.
food grade. So they are really nice. And then you got the clear epoxy ones that's food grade safe and organic with cannabis leaves in it. It looks absolutely beautiful, not a single flaw in it. And it's customized because it's made from gorilla cookie leaves, just like the keychains you see before you, for instance. We
So
got,
eventually, we're getting there to where we're gonna have
yeah,
merch. We almost have enough views to where we can get a merch store going. So that is coming down the line, and you'll be able
yeah.
to gain
And
access to
there
all
will
these
be
cool
beanies and
products.
hoodies and a lot of other things. This is just the beginning, and we're just now getting production going for the channel of stuff. But with each order, you'll get a few decals in it, and you'll get your, product item. So right now we're doing jars, but we'll show you the jars the next live stream. We
Yeah, I
got
got a jar and another ashtray that goes with this set, which I mean, technically this kind of goes with this set too, but it's just like an additional thing.
Yeah, guys, and each set comes with a jar, an ashtray, and a tray. So those will be in the set. So you'll be getting all 3 items, even though we do not have the jars yet. We will. This one right here, particular, has our customized two buds in a jar logo, and it is like a teal green and fades off into a neon green, really has a uranium glass look to it. And when it's sitting on a table, it does look glass. It is really nice.
It's a pretty piece.
Yes, and they are all customized. They are all going to be from grows we do on the channel.
And customizable too. Again, if you want a certain kind of color, you want like a certain range of colors, you want a certain image in there. Maybe you like Family Guy, maybe you like American Dad, maybe you like anime, maybe you like, I don't know, magic, and you want a one with like a magic design in there, some kind of thing like that. Like, yeah, I could do all that. Whatever. I'm I'm
Yeah,
I'm making I'm selling the ashtray, not the image.
yeah. So we will
Or the
have
tray or
ashtrays,
whatever you want, really.
rolling trays, and
I
decals will come with. We have keychains
I
as
thought
well.
these were kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, and these were made again out of organic, all material, organic cannabis leaves. They were made out of organic food grade safe epoxy, and they are like keychains, and they're specialized because they came from one of Harry's grow. We'll have ones from my grow, and that way it's customized because we only grew that once here on the channel, and it's a one-time type of item, and then we'll move on to the next strand if they become popular. But we are selling heavily the colored ashtrays. These can come in any color you guys want, and as well as the rolling trays right
Well, the
here.
rolling tray is a set. It technically comes
Yeah.
with a jar and another ashtray, but I couldn't get it ready in time.
Yep.
I tried, but it just takes more time than, what was
It
available.
takes 2 to 3 days for one of these things to be ready, basically.
Well, it takes about 24 hours, and I
Yeah.
just needed a little bit more time. It just needed a little bit more time.
Yeah, so we have keychains, guys. We will have sets where it comes with a jar, an ashtray, and a tray, and they will all match if you guys want them to. They can be different colors, have different images, or it can have our custom logo in it.
Like this one does here.
Yep. Yep. Each one of ours are custom and they're made grow to grow. So I'll be growing like grape ape strand, and there will be grape ape leaves, and we'll have leaves with clear epoxy with leaf designs. We're going to have a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
But we do have a docket here today. We just wanted to show you guys over the merch and know that we're on that and getting that ready for you guys. Because I know a lot of you guys was excited for Two Buds in a Jar merch. I see there's some comments down in the comment section below. John Gold, what is up, man? Certified old guy, what is up? How you guys doing tonight? We're doing good here at Two Buds in a Jar Studio. We're just putting out some merch, and we got a whole docket for you guys and a show to put on as well. So there will be, as I said, I'll go over it one more time. There will be trays, there will be jars and ashtrays that all match with whatever color, design, logo. You'll get free decals with it, maybe a keychain as well. We'll do bundles, and we're getting on to making more stuff, and as well as hoodies and beanies as well. But you'll also, all these stickers are customized. They're not through some company. They have all of our
I
logos.
made these.
Yeah, Harry made them, actually customized them himself, and he made a bunch of designs with characters of Two Buds in a Jar, like the buds that come in the episode when we begin every
Well,
episode.
this is Captain Goofass. This is one of our funny bud characters.
Yep, we got a funny bud character, Captain Goofass, and then we got me and Harry, me with the dreads and Harry with the beard. So, you'll be getting all customized stuff, and this stuff will constantly change. And this is just stuff pertaining to our channel, episodes, videos, things like that. So, you guys have that to look forward to. We got a whole merch store coming here soon. But, however, getting into it and getting past the merch.
That's right, right,
Oh,
right.
yeah,
Let's
we
get
got
into
the
the
old Two
docket.
Buds store. Yeah.
I did the old logo and the new logo.
Yeah, yeah. Go over these just real quick. We got the old logo, the new logo of Two Buds in a Jar.
There's a bong.
Yep, there's bongs, there's, YouTubes.
Was it YouTubers that love ganja?
Yep, YouTubers that love ganja.
We got the dope tray
We got the dope tray from, yeah,
from an old video.
a very old video we did. And a lot of
The
these are
Luca
just,
Bear. It's a classic
yeah,
on the
we got the
channel.
Luca
I
Bear.
just thought this thing looked cool. I like the yin yang.
Yeah. So it was just different things that had to do with
Oh,
our channel we may have
I,
used.
I had to get Bush in there, you know?
Yeah, old
Or
pres
no, no, that's George. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Bush. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm
But
thinking of the Bush.
yeah, dude, and these were all like different parts of the video or part characters and things that were, in our channel basically. And
Yeah, I've probably used it on a video one time or another, a
yeah,
thumbnail or something. All the stuff.
but that is just the merch we wanted to show you guys. Now we have a whole episode, and I got
You
to
got the
find the
docket.
docket here.
Got it.
Now, the first one, and this might not be the most interesting topic, but I find it funny, is Minnesota's making more weed drinks and they are ahead of their game, guys. So, what's happening over there is they're making these concentrated THC drinks. So, instead, let's say you're going to work or you're doing something, you might have time to go and smoke a bowl or have your peaceful little session before your morning hits you in the head. You can just wake up and chug like a six pack. Now, like one of these cans. I would drink a six pack, but you can wake up and drink one of these cans and you can have immediate THC, which is like immediate sativa, immediate hybrid, immediate great indica. I keep thinking of grape ape, man.
Well, I mean,
But
if driving wasn't an issue, then I'd say it was fine, right? But maybe if you could get to work and ingest the can and then go throughout the whole workday, you know, if you work an 8-hour day, 9-hour day,
I agree,
that
dude.
might work out then, but I think the only problem there would be on the road because it is a lot different between like puffing down a J to like consuming a bunch of edibles. Edibles just hit a different way. It hits you a lot harder. The high is more intense. It lasts longer. You know, so I just think
Yeah.
it's cool. It's definitely cool, but that puts it more in the category of now it's more like alcohol.
Yeah, and it's more like Harry said, it's more in the realm of inebriation. So when you eat edibles, can of fam, you feel that nice drunk, woozy feeling from the edibles. Well, that's kind of the same thing with these drinks, and people are hammering them back to back, which I don't blame them. Like if I had a couple 12 packs of some indica, some strong indica, I'd be taking can to the head too, and I'm sure Harry does too. I know he does that Mountain Dew over there. So if
Oh
it was
yeah.
infused with
Oh
cannabis.
man, oh man, they
Man, Harry would find a way to OD on Mountain Dew in Minecraft. So,
yeah.
anyway,
Yep, for sure
yeah.
I would. For sure I would.
Yeah. So I mean, I've seen and or heard of these THC infused drinks, and they have all sorts of different ones. Anything that you can make, liquid soluble and put into a can that's an actual cannabinoid from a plant. But I think they're really efficient. I think they're good ways to get your cannabis in you if you don't have time. You may have to run the kids to school or do this or do that,
Well, I
and
think
before,
it's more potent though too. It's a lot
yeah,
more the potent. If you have a
yeah.
high tolerance like we do, it would be fine. But if your tolerance isn't up there, then that's not going to work out for you.
Yeah. For those watching that have a low tolerance, I would suggest like slamming a can or a 12 pack, obviously, guys. But I mean, I would hold on. We got somebody else in the chat. Um, 323 Will, what's up, guys or man? But uh, anywhere where I can get some good sativa genetics, Will, man, if you're watching, yes, absolutely. Northern Genetics, herbieseeds.com, royalqueenseeds.com, um,
42 fast
42
buds.
Fast Buds, Barney's Farm, especially, jungleboys.com. Any of these websites are guaranteed to give you some fire genetics, and it all depends what you're looking for, Will. If you're looking for autos, if you're looking for photo period, if you're looking for feminized, if you're looking for male and female for a breeding project. But if you're looking for more Landris strains, I would go Royal Queen Seeds. If you're looking for more autoflower, I would still go with any of the above I mentioned. And if you're going with photo period, I'd still go with any of the above I mentioned.
Now,
I
42
mean,
Fast Buds does have the
honestly.
availability of fast flowers, and fast flowers are really cool because it offers you the productivity of a auto flower, but you still have a photo period plant, so you could still make clones and you could still have a little bit more of ease of growing that plant, a little bit more control over it. They're cool.
Yeah, I gotta say, it was right on point. So, any of those 7 places I highly recommend. If you want pure genetics, I would go to royalqueenseeds.com because they have some really good ones. Barney's Farm is another one.
Herbies.
So, and Herbie's. Herbie's, you're going to see an exotic combination that you don't see anywhere, and that's what photo periods are autos. So, they have like strawberry gorilla glue and wedding cheesecake and, all these exotic, more, unheard of strands. So definitely check out herbies.com, barneysfarm.com, 42 Fast Buds. I got to say Northern Genetics. Uh, what else? Jungle Boys. And I mean, if you also have like a hydro garden and light store, they sell seeds too, and they have some really good genetics. Oh, Will, no problem. And we appreciate you watching all of our videos, man. It is greatly appreciated. We try to put out as much quality content of all different kinds to cover all different tastes, man. Because I know everybody likes different cannabis
Yeah.
content. We do quite a bit.
Yeah, and I was slacking a little bit this week, but that's because I had to stop to hand make merch for you guys. So You know,
Yeah.
it took a little bit of time to do some research and figure out how to do all this stuff.
Yeah, Harry was going hard in the epoxy and making merch, and he also is the editor. But more content, we have like what, 6 videos that's coming out?
We got 6
Yeah,
coming
we
down the
got
line.
6 videos and a lot, and it's a mixture of stuff, guys. So hopefully you guys will like it and enjoy the content. It'll be informational, help you with your indoor garden. Um, John Doss, yo, what's up, man? From Two
No,
Buds in a
what's
Jar, what's
up?
going on, man? Um, but we were just talking about merch. We were talking about how what was it?
We were on the cannabis drinks, then we got
Yeah,
sidetracked.
yeah, the Minnesota. Okay, so overall, Minnesota making awesome drinks. I guarantee, like, I would love that in my
Cannabis
state.
infused drink.
Yeah, I think cannabis infused drinks would be good. Thank you, John. We appreciate it. Yeah, we got this podcast. Usually it's every 5 or 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time for us over here. And we have it every Monday. It has a docket with a bunch of new cannabis information, cannabis laws, cannabis everything. It's not just like news topics and things.
Right.
It's just, and sometimes it can be totally cannabis unrelated. We're just doing a podcast because no one's ever done a podcast on YouTube. We want to do that and be the first founders of it. And we want to do like a podcast with you guys, being able to interact with you guys. Hold on, we got comments. Um, we appreciate you, John Doss, man. Yeah, we will have it every Monday, man. So tune in. If you don't catch it on live stream, you can always go back and watch it. Plus, we got over like 900 to almost roughly 1,000 videos. I think it's 900, John, on our thing. So we have tons of content. If you want to go check that out, we definitely appreciate you guys watching. Shout out to you, man. We gladly appreciate it,
Yeah, and
definitely.
we've done some goofy stuff in the past too, with like Mars Toke's back and the wheel of torching down, and there's some gems in the back there in the past. Definitely some gems.
Yeah, yeah, I gotta say, man, yeah, and we got all new equipment is what happened. Because if you guys go back and you see a lot of our old videos, the footage looks,
It was shot in the 90s.
God, it looks like 90s homes videos, guys. It's terrible, but it's funny, it's comical. There's a lot of funny stuff that happens. It makes you feel, it gives you a sense of old YouTube. So if you want to go back and check those out, they're greatly just, I don't know, they're good put together. Like back then, they were cringy when we got them done, but now looking back on them, now that we're doing a lot better, I'm like,
They're funny.
they're funny, man. And some of them we even stressed to take them down, but we're like, nah, man, that's where we started. And
The very first one
yeah,
I was wanting taken down. You're
yeah.
like, ah, leave it.
Yeah, and we already told you guys about the very first video we made, and it never made it out to
That
YouTube.
didn't get off the editor's table.
No, no, it didn't come off the editor's table. Now you've seen like bits and chunks of it, like I've said before, in like intros and videos. It's of me in a tie dye, and we're behind tie dye, and we're smoking on a couch, man. Just like original stoner OG stuff, like who hasn't smoked weed on a couch? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but the footage is horrible, but it's all just put together pretty good. It reminds you of old school YouTube, and it really has that feel to it. And I appreciate old school YouTube. John Doss, uh, yeah, man, we have tons of videos, bro. Like we have tons of videos, or John, man. I'm sorry. But been smoking before we started the live stream. But yeah, man,
Gotta
we
get
got
some
tons
public
and we
kick.
try to cover, like I said, all types of content. But getting into the second thing of the docket here. Timu growing equipment. What is your thoughts on that?
Timu growing equipment.
Timu growing
Oh my
equipment.
gosh. Oh
Ugh.
man,
Uh,
no, no,
before I get into this
no.
topic, Canna family, I know you guys watching at home are stoned, so I'm going to go ahead and hit this. Cheers to you guys. We're at 1,330 subscribers. Can you believe that, Harry?
That's wild.
I know
That's a lot
every
of
day we wake up, those numbers are going up, and I'm just sitting here like my brain's baffled, man. It's like people just
Timu.
discovered the channel.
I feel
But
like
Timu growing
if you're
equipment.
buying Timu growing equipment, then you're just gonna have a rough time. You're gonna have some broken equipment. Things aren't gonna match up right. It's gonna be, man, that's not gonna be fun at all. That is not gonna be fun.
No, no. I just okay. hear me out. Sometimes Temu can be just as bad as Wish. Or, it's hard to say, which one's worse. And I'm not knocking nobody's like financial status or nothing, but I feel like if you're going to order something, at least order something from Amazon, you know, because you're going to have better quality. And especially if you guys get a name brand thing like Vivo Sun, like Spider Farmer, like AC Infinity. If you guys get name brand equipment like that, then you're not going to have to constantly
Right.
rebuy it.
You're gonna pay for the quality.
Yeah.
And you're gonna pay for something that you're gonna be able to use how many times you think, like 100 times, opposed to like maybe once or twice before you gotta replace it?
Yeah, you're going to get through 4 or 5 grows, I feel, with Temu equipment. Now, I'm not saying you have to go and purchase like the most expensive stuff out there.
No.
I'm not coming across like that, and I hope I don't seem like that, but it's better to put money into it so you don't have to replace it constantly and probably spend more money. You
Right.
know, what is that dinging noise, man?
I don't know. You keep hearing it dinging too?
I do.
I put my phone on silent before we
It's not
started.
my phone. I did too for the live stream.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. We just keep hearing dinging and we're not sure which device or what it's coming from, but hopefully you guys can't hear and it's not annoying you at home. Let me know down in the comments section below if you guys hear a dinging sound.
And did I work out the audio so it sounds better this time, or does it still sound crazy?
Yeah, how's our audio sound? Does our audio sound good, guys? Let us know down in the comments section below. We appreciate it. But growing with Temu equipment, I wouldn't suggest it.
Now, growing with Timo equipment would be terrible.
Thank you,
That would be
John, man.
terrible.
John said he can't hear the beep, so I guess it's good. Maybe it's just
Okay,
us.
cool.
Maybe it's, yeah, like after, because we've been getting a lot of comments, and maybe it's just
Which,
it dinging, but
which maybe,
anyway.
I mean, if it can produce the right kind of environment, but I don't know. I just don't think I would trust a Demu humidifier sitting in my house by itself
Yeah,
running.
let me know down in the comments, guys. How do you guys at home watching feel about Temu growing equipment? Okay, I feel like it's going to the dollar store, the Dollar General, and I go to the Dollar General to get some things. So I'm not knocking, but I'm like, it's like going to the Dollar General to pick up your grow equipment and your seeds and stuff.
Yeah, it'd
It's
probably be
like,
the equivalent of
yeah,
that, pretty
yeah,
much.
it's like a Dollar General grow. So, you get out of what you put in. And that's true. As long as you
Right?
know how to run your equipment and your nutrients, you definitely, if you're putting in money, you're going to get a nice return out. So that's, I mean, all I can say really about that. I mean, like, I would get like Vivo Sun's non-expensive. I would do some Vivo Sun,
It's Vivo
but it's
Sun,
good
Spider
brand. It's out
Farmer.
of California.
I'm trying to think of who else has a decent brand. There's another.
Mars Hydro
Mars
seems to be
Hydro
coming
is a
up.
good brand, yeah. Mars
But
Hydro.
personally, guys, my
AC
recommend
Infinity.
AC Infinity or Spider Farmer, absolutely. But
Spider Farmer, yeah.
yeah, Spider Farmer would be my second choice. I like AC Infinity. I'm just a fan. I'm a fanboy.
Well, AC Infinity was the first ones to have the controller, the first ones to have all these automated functions in your tent, which really helps smooth out a lot of the problems you have with your
Yeah,
environment. And being able to control that environment easier takes a lot of stress off of the whole growing process and lets you kind of focus more on the other problems you're going to have, like if you're going to use RO water.
yeah, yeah. Well, we got a comment about the Temu grow. Hold on.
What do they say?
Think it's all Chinese products. Some of it may be okay, but not sure how I feel about it.
I wouldn't trust it.
Yeah, John, to be honest, and to the rest of the audience that'll watch this either now or later on, I would not recommend it. I
Mm-mm.
wouldn't. I would go if you're going for like a cheaper setup, go with Vivo Sun because they're out of California and they've been in business for years and they're reputable and cheaper. Or go with like something like Mars Hydro because that's cheaper too, but they're getting back in the market and copying in suit with AC Infinity, putting panels
Right.
and things of that nature.
Right, a lot of the bigger grow
Excuse me.
companies kind of fell in suit with that once they saw that was going to work out really well and people liked it.
Yeah, so I agree, John. I wouldn't put faith in it, man. I think it's absolutely just
Temu
horrible
products.
equipment. Yeah,
That's funny. Every time I see that commercial for Temu, I
yeah,
just think shop like a poor
yeah.
person.
Dude, no, I'm just
Shopping
saying.
like
I've seen a
out of
lot of
a
YouTube
garbage can.
videos and everything from Temu has been less than crap quality. I'm just saying.
Well,
I'm
I've
just
seen
saying. I've
socks.
seen it.
I've seen
You know.
socks off of Temu where one was like enormous and the other barely covered the four toes on the chick's foot, and I was like, yeah, don't buy anything from there. That's like shopping out of a dumpster.
Yeah, the sizes don't make sense either, guys and girls watching. It isn't like girl sizes or men's sizes, it's XL. So do you know how many X's or L's you're in? In pant size? I don't.
But clothes
You,
are already complicated enough.
yeah,
Clothes are already complicated enough.
but nope. John said something else. I don't think I'd recommend it either. I don't think reliable stuff and slow shipping, and I'm not sure if I'd trusted it. Yeah, you got to think you're getting your products, and that's the same thing from Spider Farmer guys because they come from China, and Timu is either out of Japan or China. I can't remember. So you're thinking somebody's shipping that, and that's going to take 20, 30, 40 days when you can just get it from Amazon. And Amazon goes through Spider Farmer, it goes through Vivo Sun, it goes through Mars Hydro, and it goes through AC Infinity. So you have a bunch of reputable companies, and it's better just to place your money into them and, fork out the cash and buy it once. And then you can continue to grow for many years. So, yeah. Third thing on the docket, I'd have to say, is LED light calculator changing the growing game. Now, this is an interesting device. Hold on, John said and another shitload of clickbait ads trying to get you to buy more crap. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Every time I'm watching YouTube, John, it's like, man, I have to click through 20 fucking Temu, ads, and I'm like, bro. And then they hit you with them. Like, once you click through so many episodes, tell me if you guys have had this problem. You'll be listening to music, you'll be watching your favorite YouTuber, and after so many videos, they'll hit you with like a 90 plus minute or 60 or 90-second plus or 60 seconds and the shit goes on forever, like 6 7 commercials, and they all have nothing to do. Some are in like ways you don't speak, like it's not in English or it's not in whatever native language you speak. Some of them are all medications, and they all have horrible side effects, and then
I
it's
think
like, what the fuck's
okay,
going on
okay, so
YouTube?
I have a theory about YouTube's ads, and it's like I think that sometimes they'll give you ads that they know are annoying or they know that you're not gonna like, so that you'll skip the ad so they don't have to
Yeah.
pay the YouTuber.
Yeah, I think that's what, because you got to understand, a YouTuber's big thing is getting ad revenue. So when you're getting 20 commercials on one and you've been watching a YouTuber and they're blowing up, you'll notice there'll be 20 commercials. Us will only allow commercials that we do for stuff we own and do.
That'd be cool.
Because, yeah, we want to turn two buds in a jar into like an LLC company type deal to really push the passion of cannabis and safety of marijuana and knowledge of it as well. So we want to do that. So that's our whole goal, here.
Right.
Shout out to Homegrow 4201. What is up, man? You're in the comment section every day. We appreciate you, man. I see you there every time. Definitely. Salute to you, sir.
Homegrown.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta say. But I gotta say, the
LED
LED
calculator.
calculator, back to that, guys. Now, not to make it boring or anything, but real quick, what it is it's a little device that you wave in between your plant canopy and your light, and it tells you exactly how many pars. So if you want to get technical, there's so many parts or pars that hit your plant, and it's reflected in moles or micromoles, but I think it's micromoles
It's
because of moles.
micromoles.
Yes, it's reflected and measured in micromoles. And it's very complicated because you got to do math between these pars and these micromoles in order to get the equation. But this device does it for you and simply shows you how many pars you have upon your canopy to know if your light is too intense or not. And all you got to do is read a chart. You don't need to know pars or micromoles or how to measure it or any of that. The device does it for you. It's very simple and, I'd say user friendly.
Well, how much is one of these devices? Are they expensive?
they're in between the market, some of them ranging, it depends. There's two different variants of it. The other variants like in the 100 something dollars and the other one's more in the 70, $80 range.
That's
So
not
you're
too
you're
bad, I
yeah, you're
guess.
looking at almost the cost of a good pH pen,
Yeah,
which we highly recommend getting a good
like a
pH pen.
blue or an AC
Yeah,
Infinity, which I
blue.
use AC
I
Infinity,
use
but
AC Infinity too, 'cause everything, yeah, we have,
those blues
man.
are expensive. I
Yeah.
would love to have a blue, but they are expensive.
Yeah, bro, $150 can of family for like a pH pen, but this pH pen does all. It does all, and it's for bigger water treatments, smaller water treatments. It's nice, but it's like AC Infinity. The way they make stuff is you got to buy everything with their name on it for it to work their stuff. And I know the pH pen ain't necessarily like that, but after you've went all in on their equipment and everything you get is theirs, you might as well.
Well, soil pH pens
You
are
know.
really expensive too.
Yeah,
A good
soil.
one,
Yeah. Yeah, yes, it is. A lot of those pins, but they're all necessary so we can measure things we're not able to tell
right? It's
naturally or
it's
with the
it's
naked eye in our little
crazy.
room.
Light is so crazy because our eyes adjust, so we can never really truly tell the brightness of something because our eyes are constantly adjusting to that light. So you can tell if something's really bright and something's really dark,
Yeah,
but like our eyes adjust to that light, whatever it
light
is.
spectrum.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so we see it less. Like maybe when you first change it, you notice it, and then you don't notice it anymore. So it's really hard to like look at a light source and say, "Oh, that's enough light," or "it is," or "it isn't," or "that color," or "this color." You really gotta have to have some kind of way to measure it, some kind of meter.
Yeah, and this calculator does all that math for you. It basically tells you if your light is too intense for your canopy. That's it. Plain and simple. And it takes away a lot of complication measuring micromoles and pars. And that's how many, basically particles of light that are hitting your canopy and reflecting off, and it can create certain heat within your leaves and burns, and it can cause stress to your canopy. And this device, you just put it over. We thought that was really cool. We wanted to bring it to your guys' attention. If you care to look into it, you can Google the device. I forgot to actually put, because I wrote so many episodes this month, guys, for you guys, and so much stuff for Harry and I to shoot and edit that we got out of the way. I forgot to put that. But, if you guys want to, it's a new breaking technology device. It's just hitting the market, so it won't be hard to find. It's the talk in a lot of grow areas, so they're looking at it. I think it's a useful device if you want to be that intricate and applicate it to your indoor grow. I
I
highly
I
recommend it.
think it's useful if you have a really strong light like you do. With the light that I have, like it's only 100 watts, so it's really hard for me to go over with
Yeah.
my light, you know?
Yeah.
Especially if I'm adding a little bit of carbon from some kind of organic source. It really helps buffer that weak light that I have, which is not that weak. It's a good AC Infinity light. It's just not a
Yeah.
400 or 250
Yeah.
watt. It's only 100 watt.
Yeah, mine's the SSD 460 or something like that from AC Infinity, and it's a 400-watt light. It works with my panel. My Cloud Forge works with my panel. My Thermoforge for my heat works from my panel. My lights do, and so does my outtake and
It
my
that
carbon.
that light's a beast.
Yeah,
You have to put carbon in
yeah.
your tent to buffer
And
that
once
light.
you understand their equipment, it's very complicated in the beginning. We're going to do videos to really break it down easy for everybody to understand because everything I looked up on YouTube, I'm sorry if I sound like an asshole, but it was just overly complicated or not explained enough. So if you break down all this stuff and make it more digestible for you, the audience, and us ourselves to understand, you know, yeah, those are the keychains.
Yeah, I'd say in case anybody out there hasn't seen them yet, there's keychains. Merch coming soon.
Yeah, we got merch coming soon. That was one of the things, but they're pretty cool, I gotta say. But moving on to the next thing. Okay, here's a quick little can of news thing I thought was interesting, and then we'll bounce off news and get to more interesting topics. However, Germany, which is, I have a lot of ancestry from, but fucking Germany is now, they just made weed medical. Okay, so now they have one party that don't want it medical or recreational, and that other side party that's push for it to be medical wants it to be recreational, much like we have here in the United States. So if you guys can imagine how that was.
That's
Now,
typical.
I think the German people should be allowed to grow and smoke marijuana. What do you guys think? Let us know down in the comments. Should German people and everybody in different states and nations be allowed to grow and smoke cannabis?
I I
I think so.
I think if you're I think it's ridiculous that a plant has been demonized so much around our whole world to be believed that it's like this wicked, evil thing that's gonna like kill you or something. But yet,
And
I've seen somebody drink alcohol for 20 years, and then to get off that alcohol is a painful process. They need
it can kill
medication
you
and help,
if you
and
just quit.
then like somebody who's like me and or Dustin who smoked weed for 20 years or so, like I don't need medication. I stopped for 6 months at one time just because I wanted to lower my tolerance and take a little break. And I needed no medication, no help. All that happened is I was like, huh, life's kind of boring and I'd like to be stoned again. Like that's it.
Um, Basically, I agree with that.
So it's just it's healthier than any other thing. Doing some crappy pharmaceuticals, smoking alcohol, taking antidepressants, all
Yeah.
that's garbage. Just a little bit of weed, and that's all you need.
Burn a hootie, Bill. I agree. Everybody should try it once. Shout out Poor Boys Greens. Hello, hello, sir or ma'am. How you doing? Um, but I think with the plant, man, I think everybody should, have a chance to be able to use medical marijuana or recreational marijuana if they choose to. If they want to grow it, they should be allowed to. We're allowed to grow our own vegetables. We're allowed to grow our own fruits. We can even grow tobacco if we choose to. However, there is laws and regulations on that as well. I do not think there should be any kind of laws or regulations on a plant. If you want to have 100 grams of dabs on you, you should be allowed to. If you want to have 20 ounces of cannabis on you, you should be allowed to. I really don't think there's a problem with this due to the fact that it is a flower material, again, with just an oil that has an active, reaction on our cannabinoid receptors.
If I
You
could
know,
walk up and lick a cannabis plant and be fine,
yeah,
I can't do that to
yeah,
a tobacco
yeah,
plant. So I
no, yeah.
understand having a tobacco plant shouldn't be grown in people's
Let me
backyards.
let me throw this out. Okay,
But
let's
cannabis, I could go eat the leaf from the cannabis plant and it's not gonna hurt me.
Yeah, Harry has a good point, guys. Check this out. I always love using this analogy. Let's say there's kids playing soccer, right? They kick a soccer ball, it goes over into a flowering cannabis field. Let's say little Timmy runs off to go get the ball through the flowering cannabis field, maybe sneezes a couple times because of the loose pollen being knocked around in the plants, comes out with the balls fine. You know why little Timmy ain't high? Because the trichomes on cannabis isn't water soluble. So to a degree they are, but not with our human sweat. So that ain't going to absorb through the child's skin. Now, if you think little Timmy's playing next soccer with his friends next to a tobacco field. Now he kicks the ball into the tobacco field. It just rain or there's moisture. Little Timmy's sweating and runs through that tobacco field and runs out. Now that kid can die from nicotine toxicity. Nicotine in the beginning was just used as a pesticide, and they found out later you can use it as an herbal, and it is a stimulant on the brain, but it has a lot of cancer causing carcinogens. Of course, you guys got to know about all that. I ain't going into it. The point is, if a kid kicks a ball or if somebody goes through a cannabis field, it's fine. If they do it through a nicotine field, it's harmful. It can be even if you go through certain food commercialized crops because of what they spray it with. Us people, I feel, that are smoking and growing, and sorry I'm going on such a passionate tangent about this, but we're doing it for because we want to know what's in our weed. We don't want to just go and buy it from the dispensary. We want to know what's in our cannabis, what's in our edibles, what are we consuming, because we're choosing to usually use this for recreational use every day or as a medical purpose, and we want it to work and be beneficial. So we want to know what is in ultimately our medicine. And it does take a lot of money from the pharmaceutical company. It takes away from benzos, it takes away from opiates. So they do not want you consuming this and off their medication because your insurances are paying them a lot of money for this. So I believe, some people do need medication, but also cannabis can help you off of a lot of pharmaceuticals, things as antidepressants, things as painkillers, things as benzos, things as, the different
Just all the
medication,
crap,
yeah. And YouTube, don't come at
pharmaceuticals.
me here. I'm just being, scientifical here. Yeah, and chill out. But I do believe cannabis is a medication ultimately, and it can replace certain medications. A lot of people that I've met in my life that's done hard drugs has got off of it with cannabis. I've met a lot of people that's drank alcohol every day and got off of it because of cannabis and edibles. I've met these people through my walks of life, and it's helped me realize this plant does help people. So I
Yeah,
don't
and
think in any way, shape, or form should it be demonized. No.
yeah, I think it's definitely ridiculous the fact that people think just the whole reefer madness is something that's real, or they had never.
See, this is awesome. Sorry to interrupt you, but burn a hootie, Bill. I've been disabled for 24 years. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Now, and I've tried everything today. All I use is marijuana and haven't used pills for the last 10 years. And
Nice.
see, yeah, that's awesome to hear. Burn a hootie, Bill. Shout out to you, sir. You're awesome, man. And that's what I'm talking about. There's a lot of people that's got off and doesn't need it because cannabis, to a degree, it has no lethality to it. So if you're in a lot of immense pain, just smoke a lot of indica. Eventually, you're going to smoke so much you're not going to feel that. Trust me. So
Yeah, get
it
some like
it does.
diamonds or some
Yeah.
strong indica edibles.
Yeah. And I'm not sitting here trying to be like a shaman to you guys and saying like cannabis is the heal all you don't need. Now, some medications you need. If you're
Yeah,
diabetic, you need
it
insulin. If
doesn't
you're,
fix
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
gonna fix
But
your life.
yeah, to help you get off like opiates that are destroying your liver, that are destroying your muscle tissue, and, ultimately causing your body to be stressed, your respiratory system can't work as well on them, and you can't function. It's a lot better to be using cannabis. Like if you have nerve problems or panic attacks, you need cannabis with more CBD in it and not as much like sativa. That's going to cause you to go into a panic attack. So you must be educated with cannabis when you do go to use it for a medicine, because just look at it as herbal medicines on the shelf. You wouldn't just grab any bottle and just take something, would you? No, you wouldn't. You'd want to know what it is. And that's the same thing with cannabis. Some cannabis does not work with certain people, some does,
Well, back in the
you know.
day, man, when I was younger, there was only like three kinds of cannabis. We had the good, the bad, and the skunk.
Yeah, now there's all sorts of strands, man. Poor boys greens. I won't use any pesticides, chemicals on my plants. We don't either, sir. I gotta say.
Neem's as far as I go.
Neem is as far as we go, and what neem is for, I mean, I'm sure some people know what neem
Cold
oil
pressed.
is, some people don't. You want cold pressed organic neem, and it is concentrated from the bark of the neem tree. And this oil is an organic, and it don't matter if you get it on yourself or the beginning budding stages of your plant, 'cause you can do a foliar feeding or a foliar wash. So you can just spray the neem on, let it set, and this will prevent gnats. It prevents mildew. It prevents full mold and fungus in your
It does a
grow
lot
room.
of good if you have
Yeah,
problems.
it does
Normally,
a lot of good.
unless you're dumb
It's
and put.
cheap, guys. You can buy this shit at Walmart. You can buy it just if it's seasonal, like you can buy it in Myers, you can buy it anywhere. And we don't like using any type of heavy chemicals. Now we do use some synthetic nutrients. I did in a couple grows, but now I'm using organic nutrients. Fox Farm has the Grow Big, which is synthetic, their Big Bloom, which is organic, and their Tiger Bloom, which is a synthetic bloom enhancer. So they have a mixture of organic. So if you're using Fox Farm, surprise, surprise, you are using partly organic, partly synthetic. So that's kind of what I was doing. I've moved more over to more organic, because I want more organic stuff. I don't have a lot of space with a farm, so I can't create my own phosphorus or this or that or
Compost.
yeah, and I don't want to, work with shit, bat guano, chicken shit, things of that nature. So,
Well, I mean, good
you
compost is
know,
normally a big pile of plant matter. Normally, you need at least a 55-gallon drum, and you got to rotate that. You got to keep that rotating. The more you can rotate it, the more it will aerate. It will help keep it from getting too hot, but keep it at good temperatures so you're producing the right kind of bacteriums that are going to break that old waste down and create a nice, fertile, rich soil.
yeah, absolutely. Oh, we did get off topic though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
Germany.
happens.
Well, yeah, we answered that kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
pretty much
okay, yeah,
answered that.
okay.
Yeah, man.
Moving on. We got the next thing on the docket. We got cannabis markets face bankruptcy. Now listen to this, guys. This is some shit I gotta tell you. Okay, so a lot of cannabis places all throughout the United States, dispensaries are facing bankruptcy. And why they're facing this bankruptcy is because the growers went ahead and grew all this cannabis and made all these concentrates, gave them to these dispensaries. These dispensaries, if you look in your local area, how much has my local dispensary made this year? You would shit. It's in the millions or billions of dollars. Now, they have not paid back these cannabis growers. And it's like if you're making millions of billions of dollars and you're not the ones growing it, keeping the lights on and the nutrients running and all these intricate rooms and temperatures and sensors, then, why aren't you paying back your weed dude? Basically, government in the United States. Like, why isn't, different people in the States paying it back? You're making, you
That's
know,
wild. That's
yeah.
wild. They're just keeping the bag. I don't know, man. I guess they'll piss off the farmers, and then the farmers won't give them the bag until they give them the money next time, huh?
I mean, I guess, man. I mean, they basically got a giant front. I mean, to put simply for you guys watching, they basically got a giant front. Hundreds of millions of thousands of dollars, buds, concentrates, edibles, you name it. And they haven't paid it back after making billions of dollars. And that'll bring us to the next topic. Check this out. The United States as a whole, that means the state I live in, you guys watching at home, is going to make $49 billion dollars estimated, the cannabis industry in the United States, and that's as a whole. So you're
Wild.
thinking businesses that are making $49,000 or $49 billion, dollars, even chunks of that, quarter chunks of that, or, however it's dissected out in the math is a lot of money, and you can't pay these growers back. So you're making annually as a whole in the United States $49 billion dollars off cannabis sales. And that really funding ain't going into it's going back into the cannabis companies that have
Well,
passion that are
what
doing it with good, but
what if these like bigger
it's
companies are trying to like I don't know, maybe they're trying to shift the market a little bit and put the put on other growers that support their companies, you know what I mean?
yeah, but they still need to pay them people,
You're
man.
right, right,
Yeah.
definitely. I think so. I think it would be
That's
wrong to.
crazy. What do you guys think about that? $49
It's
billion
wild.
dollars they make you throughout the United States, every state as a whole, in cannabis sales, and they can't pay back the guy that started them and gave them weed and concentrates and edibles. That's just a shisty deal,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully down the line they do something to give them their money back because I don't know. You think at some point they would have to? They're gonna need more products at some point, right?
Yeah, that's just horrible.
I guess that will just be an awkward conversation where they're like, "Well, we finally got your money."
Yeah, yeah. Now, the next question brings it to, will these cannabis industries survive in the long run? And what I'm learning from people that watch our channel, there's a lot of you guys watching at home that grow at home. So that's a lot of money they're not going to receive from you. Maybe in a pinch, maybe if you guys don't have nutrients or this or that, you can't afford to do the grow or something just goes wrong. You have to replace equipment, it takes time. But I think as more people learn and more people watch content like ours and other people's, that they can, conform the knowledge in their head
Right?
to do this properly.
Learn together
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
autoflowers can be really complicated. I'd say the photo periods. I think I've just studied those more, so they're just easier to me. I'm like a duck to water with those. Autoflowers are definitely it's just a little bit more complicated.
Yeah,
But
I
maybe
gotta
if I
say,
did
dude.
autoflowers first, I feel like the photo periods might be more complicated, you know? So I don't know.
I gotta say, man. Um, what was it about?
I was saying if I would have done
Oh,
autoflowers first and studied that, then maybe the photo periods would be more complicated because I'm just not familiar with that kind of
yeah.
grow.
And okay, yeah, there's a lot of things I want to speak on that behalf of autoflowers because I used to hate the Canna family. I love them, and let me tell you why. Because they are a lot different from photo periods, yes, but they're not light sensitive. There's several cycles you can leave them set on. There's exotic strands that you've never heard of that are phenotyped together and bred together and cross pollinized. And not just that, the thing about them having less THC because they're autoflowers is a total myth, Canna family. So they're up there in
Right.
potency.
It used to be that way a long time ago, but they've had a long time to work out these genetics and really home in these percentages and flavors and all the good stuff that's there, you know? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I had a phone call for some reason, and
It normally doesn't happen.
yeah, it normally doesn't happen. There we go. Got to decline that. But anyway, back to the live stream, guys.
Did
I'm
we
sorry
get
about
a
that.
did we get a comment?
We got a comment. It says if you want to run a sea of green, they're pretty decent for that.
Yeah, man.
John Doss. Yeah, actually, that's what I plan to do with mine. If you see in my shorts on the mimosa cake, I want to run a 4x4 because I have a 5x5, but I have the bars place where I can run a 4x4 trellis net.
Uh,
Poor boy greens. Autoflowers have came a long way over the last 40 years. 20 years, excuse me. I agree.
yeah.
And that's why I'm saying, guys, give them a try. If it's not a crapshoot, if you go with high quality genetics. So if you go into Royal Seeds, Queen Seeds, and you buy the Jawbreaker strand or Grape Ape or Big Banana Auto, you're not going to get junky seeds and you're going to get beautiful genetics and end results every time out of those flowers. A lot of people I see, you guys are against them and I see a lot of people in the comments that actually like them. And I'm just saying they are great. I used to hate them personally. So trust me,
They are
like
tricky.
they are
They're
tricky.
different.
You
They're
have to give them
different.
a quarter to a half of any nutrient regimen you're giving them, whether it's hydroponically, whether it's soil based, whether it's soil less medium like cocoa core,
They
you
take
still
more
got to do it.
light.
Yeah, they take more light. They, there's just certain things to them. We have tons of videos. Everything that you need to know about autos is definitely on our channel. So if you have any questions and if you see anything that you'd like us to make a video about, definitely let us know and we
But they
will.
are interesting to me. I did like the fast flowers from 40 buds 42 fast buds. Those fast flowers were really fun to play with. But the autoflowers are exciting to me because it does allow me to grow a lot more and get a lot more harvest throughout the year, and then I can get different cultivars throughout the year, and I'm not just waiting 9 months for this one cultivar to come up, you know? 8 months, however long a regular plant takes to grow.
And John Doss, I couldn't agree more, man. He said if you run CO2 from babies, they do pretty good. What's the right nutrients in good? Once the right nutrients are in good, lighting 600-watt metal halide for vegetative, 1,000-watt high pressure sodium for 1212.
You're going with
Yeah,
that old school, bro. You're going
yeah,
with that old school. We're using that new school. We got the LEDs.
yeah.
You gotta check out these LEDs. They're way cheaper to run. They're more efficient nowadays. They've done things where they have magnifiers that
But
spread out the light
but
just right.
I don't
These
know.
LEDs are awesome, man.
The
I'm telling you.
LEDs, but HPS, John, man, I gotta say they are amazing too.
Yeah,
They have their,
HVS are good. They're
yeah,
expensive
and
though.
especially if you're running CO2 through it, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean it'll be good, but that bulb's more expensive.
it
There are
is.
more risks are involved in getting it set up. There's more costs in getting it set up if you don't know what you're doing and you need an electrician, which you probably have an idea of how to set it up, but you know, man, I think these LEDs are great. I can just plug them into
Well,
whatever plug, and I don't have to worry about some
well, we
complicated.
did just do there's Starfire, and they're doing a LED panel slash HPS light combo, John. And I would
That was
suggest
cool.
looking that out. We had that on our last podcast, and that might be a light you might be into, or I heard you just run the HPS, but I mean, those are great for flowering. They're very warm and offer warm
Yes,
light.
yeah, the
Like,
high pressure sodium.
yeah.
Yeah, that's for
Yeah, he
flower.
also said that's why he does prefer the 1000 watt high pressure. So yeah, they're warm. They put off a lot of light. They put off a lot of the right light too. It's that
It's
warm
that
orange.
sunlight, man.
Yeah, reddish orange, spectrum. So they're really good, honestly. They're just expensive as hell to run. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Like that's not cheap, man. That is not cheap. I mean,
yeah.
weren't they like a quarter an hour like back in the day? What are they to run now?
Yeah, I think they're $1.25 per minute, or not per minute, but per
Hour a
no,
day?
I can't remember. I know they're expensive. I mean, I don't want to ask them like, "Yo, what's your electric bill look like with the lights?" But I mean, I know HPS are expensive to run. I know, and especially have CO2 tanks as well, keeping up on the CO2. I use organic, John. I use either what's it called, active yeast and sugar, and then I have it break down, which mine reaches levels of 1029 parts per million,
Four
or
jugs.
1300 parts per million. And yeah, it has 4 jugs, and all I do is fill them halfway with hot water, let it cool down to room temperature, put the active yeast, a packet in each jug, and also put a cup of sugar in each jug, and that will just combine organically and release a lot of CO2 in an indoor tent. I have a 5x5 grow tent, but I know using CO2 tanks, I'd rather do that, but I don't have the setup just yet for something like that. And that is a lot of money running into the CO2, I got to say. The
Yeah,
tanks and the setup. AC Infinity's got it. They have sensors and
they got
everything, but
everything.
yeah, they have everything, literally.
Well, they have a
Um,
self-watering pot, but I'm not into the bottom feed. I rather have my nutrients go
yeah.
down and through the top. I'm not into a big bottom feeder kind of
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, and I agree with John, man. It does, what was it? The HPS does have light similar to the sun, which really gives off that orange, warm effect when it's fall and they're flowering and stuff. So, I
Right.
mean, yeah, I gotta say. But getting on with uh,
Getting on with the docket. Got some more docket coming on down the line.
yeah, we got some more docket going down the line. My mic fell off. Obviously, I didn't put it in there.
Oops.
Yeah. All right.
A loud thump.
Now we have got going on here. Um, let's see here, Harry. Oh, okay. So if the topic was cannabis striving in the long run. Sorry about the dead air there for a minute, guys. We had a complete brain fart. But basically, I think the cannabis industry will be a hype. It'll create a bunch of products, but once people start learning how to make these products and doing these things at home with simple devices and learning how to grow cannabis, I think it'll slowly die out even, and it'll be like your local cigarette place or
I
something
I
like
don't I
that,
don't I don't know.
you know?
I feel like there's always going to be people out there who aren't able to grow because of their job or whatever life demands they have. They're just not going to have the time to really sit there and do all that research. And then there's going to be people who just don't want to do the research, you
Uh,
know? So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think everybody's going to flock to growing. I think there will be a bigger push to people growing these plants and maybe even other plants again. That would be cool, but
yeah.
I just don't see it going too crazy. I see a lot of people trying and failing and not trying again because it is difficult. There is a lot. There's a lot to learn, and if you start off with like something that's really hard to grow and an off season to grow it, you're gonna have a rough time. You put too many products in there that have phosphorus in them, you're gonna have a rough time.
Yeah.
Amnesia hazes.
Yeah, Harry's all been out of shape over those, and I feel like once you know you're capable of growing beautiful cannabis plants, and you end up
Well,
growing a turd.
if you've seen the gorilla cookies looks amazing. The gorilla cookies looks really good, but
Yeah, I gotta say, John says that back in the day it was only like $60 a month to run one light, which really ain't that bad considering like HPS. I mean, they go up to 400, 600 watts and they go up higher. I've seen them huge. Like I've seen HPS bulbs the size of my head, literally. It all depends what size you're running,
maybe one day
but
in a grow
like,
I'll have some fancy cool stuff like
yeah,
that. But we gotta build up there, man. We need
yeah,
we
we
need to
do.
sell a lot more merch.
Yeah,
A
what we
lot more
did,
merch.
yeah. Yeah, John, man, I went to get this tent, man, and basically what happened was I wanted to replace my tent, my light, but I realized the light hooked up to a panel, so I bought the panel, and then I was like, well, I'll buy a cheap humidifier, this, that, and put it together in the beginning, and then go over and make it more expensive in time. No, I had to do it immediately because then I needed the $160 Thermaforge. I needed the Cloud Forge. I needed a bunch of different things. What happened?
I don't know. I heard a noise. I was just making sure everything was still running. It's
Yeah,
all good.
but anyway, I needed a bunch of different things, and all this stuff it just had to go to AC Infinity. So it basically creates their system creates like an automated grow. So your fans run off a controller on your phone or on this panel that's on your tent. Everything's hooked to, and you can control your fans, your humidity, your heat, your light, and you can even get an air conditioner for it. But those are $700.
Terraformer.
Yeah, Terraformer, they're expensive,
They're a
guys.
terror to your wallet.
Yeah, they're a terraformer to your wallet. I've never seen like $700 piece of grow equipment
It's a terraformer. What's it
like that.
do?
Like,
It transforms your wallet into a broke one.
yeah, dude. Because I mean, dude, you guys got to think, man. I spent 400 on my tent and 400 on my light. There's $800, and they want $700 for basically indoor air conditioner that's for a garden when you can buy one for 326.
Yeah.
But it also does a couple other things I forgot.
Yeah, it does a couple other.
It's a
I think
dehumidifier too.
Oh, I think it does four things because the AC can double as a dehumidifier. And I think it does a heater, and air circulation. I don't know if it also does humidity too. I'm not sure about that one. But I know you can
Yeah.
cycle your drainage from the AC compartment back to your humidifier. Yeah, so that's
Um,
pretty cool.
yeah, I think it's pretty cool. But basically, that's what we have going, John, man. It's just automated systems, and they're pretty cool, I gotta say, man. Um, what was I going? Oh yeah,
We're moving along with the docket again.
yeah. Moving along with the docket again, we get sidetracked sometimes. Let's see. Now, cannabis business are known to make anywhere from $5,000 a day to $20,000 a day. So if you guys ever wondered how much a cannabis business makes, it's anywhere from $5,000 a day to $10,000 a day.
It's wild.
That is crazy. That's more in most restaurants like McDonald's and stuff and high
Yeah,
chain
I mean,
areas.
I think it's up there with the
Yeah.
restaurants. They're probably making similar numbers.
Yeah, yeah, they're busting them burgers, nugs, and fries, Happy Meals.
I do think it would be cool to have a sit down place where you could order edible dishes, where you could order a bong or a hookah or a pipe or paper or blunt to the table pre-rolled for you, or you could roll it yourself, whatever your preference would be. Like that would be freaking
Yeah,
awesome,
you just
wouldn't
show
it?
your ID.
Well, right. You'd have to
Yeah.
have, it'd be like getting an alcohol thing, but then you could have like drinks and all kinds of specialty gourmet dishes. That would be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, order a whole infused meal where
Yeah.
everything's
Yeah,
has
and have the
different
restaurant that's
infused
ventilated
things.
where it sucks the weed smoke
Well,
out.
you'd have to have your smoking section and your non-smoking
Yeah.
section, essentially, and
Yeah.
the smoking section would be heavily ventilated.
I gotta say, but what do you think about those numbers? 5,000 to 10,000 or 20,000 a day.
It's wild, man. It's a lot. That's a chunk of change they're bringing
Yeah.
in.
And now here's another interesting fact moving right along. Trump wants to move cannabis down to Schedule 1, which is with steroids or anabolic steroids, codeine, and Tylenol, from Schedule 3 or 1 to 3.
That's a
So
good step.
I
At
think
least
it,
that's a good step in the
yeah,
right direction, I think.
yeah, I think that's a good thing in the cannabis movement. Not getting too political on the channel or nothing, but I think Trump's has a good thing for cannabis. He's always been for it, and I think if you live in the United States of America, at least if you're a cannabis consumer, you have nothing to worry about as far as your rights of, because I've been following very closely on that, and I usually don't on these things. I'm not very political, guys, but. Um, I do know a lot about the government, things of that nature, in both political parties, but I got to say, Trump made a good decision on that, man, because us as cannabis users don't have to worry about growing indoors. We don't have to worry about things. So, I mean, I just think it's a good decision on his behalf. At least he's not demonizing cannabis and trying to take those rights away from us that we already have, whether it's recreational or medical in your state or both,
No,
you know.
it's about time that we get somebody, in office
Yes.
like Trump and I even gotta say like Elon because he's smoked some bud on Rogan's podcast. Like these guys who understand that weed's not gonna destroy your life. Now these other substances will, these pharmaceuticals will. This alcohol it can't if you let it. So, you know, I don't know. It's just wild to me, man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I'm just happy that there's a political party that's like, hell yeah, weed, and they're actually doing stuff about it. So, I mean, that's a change because we all know it's been since the early or mid 90s all the way up to like 2024 is
Well,
when,
since Nixon,
yeah,
since when like the reefer madness and then the
yeah,
war on drugs,
yeah, yeah, which really set it off. And now you got things, now it's getting legalized and
which I
recreationalized
I
across
I
the
feel like
state.
I feel like the war on drugs was really just the war on cannabis because like the other stuff gets out of your system so fast. Cannabis is the only one that really stays in
Yeah.
there.
And that's, guys, just because it sticks into your fatty tissue. So, like, the more body mass you have, the more that's going to take, or longer it's going to take to get out of your system.
Right.
The less BMI that you have, body mass index, the less it's going to take to get out of your system. So, I mean,
Yeah, man. But it is cool. At least it's moving in the right direction, and we'll get to a point, hopefully, where we'll see something like cannabis on the same level as alcohol one day.
yeah.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
I think so. I think it would be quite great, honestly. You
To,
got that subject to where you can stop at any place and, you can pick up weed or you can smoke weed and it's pesticide free and, it's all organic, I gotta say. So I think that's a really good thing. It's going to get to the point where it's like that. It's more commercialized and different commercializations and businesses are going to buy it and really push it. So, I really think that it has a brighter future in America, at least. Finally, the plant is not so
finally.
demonized. They're doing
Well,
research on it.
I think it's still going to take some time. Still going to take more time, and but I think with enough time and the right leadership moving forward, it's going to work out, and we're not going to have to worry about hiding and like I think too
Yeah.
once it gets to that point where it's legal, it's not going to be such an attraction. It's not going to encourage more people to do it. It's just going
Yeah.
to be another thing that's there to do.
Yeah, what you're seeing now is all the people who always stood for it and had to hide their houses, and then now it's legalized or recreationalized. They got their green card, or it's just recreationally legal in their state, like it is both ours. So where we live in the state, it's legal and it's or recreational and medical. So everything you see us doing on this channel is completely legal here.
Oh yeah,
So just to let you guys know that. But
and
anyway.
everything's movie props.
Yeah, yeah, everything's movie props. But no, anyway, we just wanted to show you guys the merch, what was going on with Trump and him moving different plant or what his idea for the cannabis plants were. We got different decals, keychains, uh different trays. We got different jars that are coming out and different ashtrays. So they're going to be really cool and they're going to be sold as a set. We just got a lot going on here at Two Buds and a Jar. And we're starting to merch. Let us know down in the comments below if you guys are interested in it, the different colors and the different things it is, Can of Family.
It can all be custom made.
Yeah.
I can do colors to whatever you would like. I think I'm gonna do a Rasta one. I'm gonna do a red, orange, fade into like a golden color or yellow maybe. I don't know. I'll see. I'll figure it out. Feel I'm feeling in the moment. There's a few different designs I want to try. I want to try some that are more clear, but have like the streaks running through them.
Yeah, do different patterns and things of that nature. And we're going to have our logo and all of it.
I
And
could
then,
put any image you want inside of there. That's inside the resin. So whatever you would want
yeah.
in one of these or one of these or, you know, uh, one of these.
Yep, that has actual cannabis leaves in it that is specific from our grow, just like these keychains do. And we're going to throw decals in there, and these are nice quality decals. They're good quality keychains, and these are solid ashtrays, solid grow trays. Yeah, they're not or like flimsy and yeah, they're hard. It's like yeah. So, this is a grow tray you guys will never have to replace. It's not going to rust. It's not going to, be flimsy and break. It's not glass, it's really tempered and strong. And that's the same way with these ashtrays. They do have a glass-like appearance. So we will be doing that as far as merch and we'll be setting more of it up. We just let you guys know that we are getting started here at Two Buds in a Jar Studio on doing merch. We
With
will have meetings.
handmade too. It's
Yeah,
handmade
it's all
merch.
handmade, customized, and it's not janky. It's all really nice. We'll have close footage of that, and we will be putting it on the channel. Harry will get some B-roll after what's it called?
Live stream?
Yeah, the podcast, the
Podcast.
podcast and Canna family.
Which
But
I think we destroyed the
yeah,
docket, didn't we?
yeah.
Ran
Yeah,
through
we
it
we ran through it, guys. We create a docket. I'm going to start having to put more stuff on the docket because I create episodes for you guys and I handwrite every episode, or I do it off my laptop, and save it in my notes. But mostly I handwrite it because I enjoy it. But I handwrite every episode, all the deficiencies, everything, and then I also what's it called? I basically handwrite the docket. That's what it was. Sorry, guys. But I handwrite the docket and I put so many things on it. And it's all things, pertaining either into the world of cannabis, growing, strands coming out, this, that, the other. Sometimes we just fly through it.
yeah.
Like, we really go through this docket. So, you know,
Well, how long has it been? Has it been 2 hours again? Or has it only
no,
been an hour this
it
time?
hasn't. It hasn't been that long at all, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's only been 16 minutes.
What?
Yeah, it says right here, stream duration.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah, average view duration. Or no, it's average view duration. My bad, I
Yeah,
read
you're
that
looking at
wrong.
average. You gotta look
But
down there at the bottom, and then you can see from when we
yeah,
started to where
it's
we're at
from
now.
3 to 4.
That's
So
an hour.
yeah,
That's what I felt.
about
I
an
felt.
hour.
I felt like it was
Yeah.
about an hour.
But we'll keep going, guys. We definitely covered everything as far as on the docket. We cover.
What kind of nutrients do you guys use out there
Yeah,
in your
oh, we got some
grows?
people in the chat, man, my bad. Homegrow 4201, nice. Shout out to Homegrow 4201. Uh Camaro, dude. What is up, man? Peace. How you doing out there? Now, we went over the whole episode, guys. Sorry if you missed it, man. You can always go back and rewatch it, but
We
good to
did the whole
see you
docket.
guys in the chat, man. There's a lot of you guys, Canna family, out in the chat, and we greatly appreciate you guys. We're just letting you guys know for those arriving, we're doing merch and we're getting orders together. We're doing rolling trays, ashtrays, and jars for Two Buds in a Jar, and these are all customized, made with actual cannabis leaves in them. Some of them will be clear epoxy with cannabis leaves in them from grows we've done personally. We will have keychains with some orders too, and decals from our channel as well. So you got a lot of different, items right there. We also will have beanies and hoodies, and these will be embroidered. These won't be like Chinese stamped and cheap. So these will be embroidered. The hoodies will come in different colors, and the beanies will come in different colors as well. So we'll have all of that slapped together basically. And once we hit so many watch hours, Canna Family, we got to hit 3,000 and 4,000. We're almost there. We're
Yeah,
almost at
that's why I'm
3,000.
working
We're
on the
like this
merch.
close. Yeah, we got to do merch and stuff and set up a store. And we want to set up a Two Buds in a Jar store. That way you can guys check it out. Plus, we're sponsored by different people. Maybe get you guys some discounts on some products so you can grow at home for cheaper.
That'd be
You know,
cool if we can get some
yeah, we can
discounts
do that
through
definitely.
Hydro, maybe.
Yeah,
That's
Hydro
it.
Garden and Lights, but they're different products like Fox Farm, this and that.
Which a lot of
So,
people like Fox
yeah,
Farm.
we can definitely make something like that happen. So, you guys get hella discount codes. So we're just getting started here on Two Buds in a Jar. We've been at this for 2 years now, Canna Family. And, it's been one hell of a trip, guys, because YouTube does not like this content, but it's easing into it now, I would say. But tell them, Harry, how many problems we've had while I go grab a couple batteries.
Problems that we've had with YouTube.
Yeah, the
Phew.
mighty age restrictions.
Yeah, between age restrictions, copyright right strikes,
For music they give you to use.
yeah, and I don't understand why they do that because YouTube will just go ahead and be like, "Oh, you can select any music from this list to use on your video." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I'm going through and I'm like, "Okay, this sounds like a cool song. I'll use this in my video since YouTube said I could use it." And then they're like, "Oh, no, actually it's a copyright strike." And I'm like, "Wait a minute. You gave me this song to use though, YouTube. I didn't go to some off-site website to go and get this music. You literally were like, here's the music. Do you want to use it?" And I was like, of course I do. I'm dumb. And I bit into that sandwich and it was poison. You poisoned me. I will never go to your cafeteria again.
We
You burnt me once, you shall not burn me
traumatized
again.
every couple of them. But no, every time we turn around, guys, sometimes they slap us with age restrictions on shit that just should not be age restricted. Like we made a video for you guys. I don't know if any of you guys seen it. Let me know in the comments if you had how to put together a tent on a budget. And they age restricted that and it had we weren't even smoking in it. We didn't even hit our vapes.
Yeah, we did nothing. We did nothing to order an
Yeah.
age restriction. We're
And
just showing how to set up a tent literally in this area right here. Set it up so you guys can see how to set it up and all the different parts of it. And they were like, oh, age restriction.
home grow 420 or four. I always want to say 420. Home grow 4201. I'm on my first week of our first week, three veg man. A bunch of comments are coming in. Hold on. But he's in his first week of veg.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice. You can always grow your plant and structurally make it sound. Like if you want to train it, top it, do things in that time, or just make a nice, strong structure for huge buds. Veg period's always fun too,
What
because it gives you time to manipulate the
is
plant.
it photo period, auto flower? What cultivar is it?
Uh, hold on. Oh, it's the first grow. Well, Home Grow
Oh, nice.
4201, we got plenty of informational videos for you. That way you can definitely grow with confidence. You don't have to worry about things. If it's your first grow, you definitely gotta. I've only been growing for almost 3.5 years. Camero, dude. Yeah, I've been growing for a couple decades now. You get more knowledge, Camero, man. Think that's how I'm pronouncing it right. I'm sorry if I'm not. But Camera dude, yeah, you definitely get more knowledge as you grow and grow. I've been growing for about 20 years, and then 4 years of my life I had to stop. And then I started again for like 2 more years, I'd say. I think I've been growing for about a year now, about 2 years ever
Yeah.
since with yeah. So, about 22 years now, and I've learned so much, and I comprise it all together and give it to you guys so you guys don't have to take that type of time, and some people might not have that time and they just need to learn what they need to learn, because they have the issue going on in their garden. So we put that information out for you guys, man, for all you growers that haven't been growing that long.
And you can see from my amnesia hazes that you don't want to make mistakes, especially if they're autoflowers, because you're not going to be able to stop that plant from going into flowering. You're not going to be able to correct those mistakes as easily. And because they're just a kind of a different animal, you really got to pull back on those newts. You got to up that light. You got to get that carbon in there.
Yeah,
Then you're good.
yeah, yeah. And let's see. Um,
What else we
think
got?
of it.
Got some more comments?
Camera, Camaro, dude. Think car camera. Oh, they're talking. Okay, never mind. My bad. But yeah, they're talking in the chat. But yeah, dude. It's great stuff, I gotta say. We'll definitely 42 home grow 4201. We'll definitely check out pictures of your grow, man.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Just let us know where to find them, man.
If you got
Or
like an
send us a link.
Instagram.
Yeah, Homegrow 4201. If you have an Instagram, if you have a Facebook, or if you have a Twitter account, just look up Two Buds in a Jar. It'll be the same logo on the channel as it is on all those. And there will be no official thing where it has a check mark by the name. I haven't paid for it yet and started that yet with the channel. It just now took off, and it's gaining a lot of more
That that
notoriety lately.
that stuff costs money, and unfortunately, YouTube doesn't pay us.
Yeah, not yet. Yeah, everything we've bought for our channel, we've bought out of pocket, man. But YouTube don't pay us yet. Hopefully they will eventually. But we
Maybe
can
one
only
day.
hope.
Maybe
Yeah,
one day.
maybe one day. But anyway, Canna fam, I just wanted to tell you guys that we're definitely hitting it with merch, man. And we're definitely hitting it with a solid way to grow, teach you guys how to grow, even tips and tricks that they don't mention, because there's a lot of stuff that channels and things don't mention. And I like finding those little secret tips and doing my research real deeply and thoroughly, I gotta say, and finding those things and bringing them to the channel. And then I like our Munchy Mondays.
Oh
They're
yeah,
fire.
Munchy Mondays are fine. I
Yeah.
like doing experiments with plants to try to clear up some of the misconceptions I've had, but I've learned a lot about photo periods, and it seems like, the stuff I've learned about the photo periods is pretty on point and works out really well. Uh, Now I gotta learn these autoflowers, and I'm gonna do it for sure. I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta say. Okay, cool, man. Just making sure I'm getting your name right, man, because I know I've messed up a few in these chat, man, and I'm sorry. It's just the bright light and the sunglasses, so I have several pair.
And the text is really small.
Yeah, I mean, I have great eyesight. Yeah, it's just kind of, because we had to angle this light just right to get perfect lighting in here, guys. But yeah, we've been doing this now for I'd say 2 years, man. We've just been releasing a lot of videos, man, and we got six coming out this week, hopefully.
If I
Yeah,
get them out, man,
yeah.
it's a lot of work.
If Harry can get all six of them out, if not, you guys will definitely be getting three, four more videos for sure, and then two more next week before we record again. So we got 2 more weeks doing recording, and then we're going to go in the next month and start recording again, and
And
uh,
here
yeah,
soon, we'll have to check the polls again, and see what cultivar I'm gonna grow. I think it was still jelly donuts because I'm gonna do
yeah.
whatever people vote for
Yeah,
out of those three.
sometimes we do fan grows. So, if they want us to grow this, if certain poll, we'll put a poll up in the community. We're always in the community, so check that out. We have tabs up right now with what tents do you guys grow with. So if you want to go in the community tab and go ahead and vote what tents you grow with, or if you have others, just comment in it. But I have 4 or 5 different tent brands. I want to know what kind of tents and equipment you guys use. So if you go down to the community post, there's always stuff that shows you when we're going to go live. Usually it's between 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock is when we go live, guys. It's because the same Monday we're filming a lot of videos and trying to get as much content balled together as possible that we planned over the weekend and the days coming before we filmed every Monday. So we also try to go live as well. because that's just we work from home at this point, me and Harry, and that's just kind of how our schedules
We're
line
trying
up.
to be YouTubers, man.
Yeah, we're trying to do the whole YouTube thing as a
Well,
career.
technically, we're trying to
So,
be weed tubers as a career, which
yeah,
is a little bit trickier. That's trickier
yeah.
than being your regular YouTuber because
It,
we don't make kids content.
Yeah, we don't. I don't even. Yeah, I don't even mess with that. I'm an adult here, man. I'm gonna make adult content, but
It's
not like
YouTube.
that. Yeah,
We
yeah.
want to make content for people our age.
Yeah, yeah. So, and you'll see there's a little bit of difference between, me and doing the episodes and just me and doing live stream. I wanted you guys to see that because it allows you to see us as people, man. I mean, we're people, but I got to be a lot of high energy sometimes, and I'm stoned off my ass. And you know how hard it is to read scripts and remember things and repeat them when you're stoned off your ass. It's a task, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I mean, we used to get two blazed, man. And I'd say that there's times we would go
In
to
the early
film.
days.
Yeah, dude, we'd smoke for about 2 or 3 hours, and we're like, "You want to film, man?" And it was just like we weren't getting no progress done. The channel wasn't really going anywhere. I'm like, "Look, bro, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this." And then ever since, we've been just hammering it and getting it done. We've been getting views, we've been getting subscribers, and we're truly thankful for that because we didn't think I mean, I thought we'd get 800 subscribers, and that was me being like, okay,
Hey,
400 to 800. I
yeah.
never thought we would even get 1,000, let alone almost 2,000. We're at 1,300 now.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean,
Yeah,
I know just yesterday I looked at it and I was like
yeah.
12, all right. And then I woke up this morning and I was like 13. What the? All right.
It blows my mind because all these people, then they watch all of our old videos. They like them. They watch our new videos. They like them. It's cool, man. And everybody's cool. Everybody that comments every day or every other day, or just people that comment, period, and people I have conversations with, because I'm the one that talks to you guys in the comments. But all you guys are really cool. You're really chill, and I like the community. I'm always in it. I'm always talking to people every day,
Right.
and everybody's really cool, and it's really cool community, so I want to keep it that way, definitely. And I'll keep the chat cool, man, that way there's no crazy people. You know how the internet can be sometimes, guys. You have that one guy that's just on a power trip in the comment section, mad as hell over nothing.
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
so we'll keep those people out. We'll do all that because I want to keep this community cool, man, and friendly, and maybe you guys can talk to each other. I've seen you guys talking in chat. You can learn from each other. You can learn from our channel, and it just builds a big Canna family, man. That's kind of what that's about. That's why I use that a lot because it's a bunch of people that pretty much agree, cannabis is not evil. We're all growing it. We enjoy it. We're enthusiasts of cannabis, and it's a family. It's same, like basically shares the same ideology, I guess, same thing. Like cannabis, we use this every day. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, you
Right.
know? So that's thusly creates the Canna family, and that's why sometimes in some episodes I'll say it too much. It'll be like a word filler,
Well,
but
that's for the people out there who like to drink. You take a shot every time.
yeah,
Justice says Canada family.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, yeah, don't do that. If you watch some of my episodes, you'd probably be like, yeah,
Hopefully you're drinking some weak out liquor.
yeah. Hopefully you're drinking water. You're
Hopefully you're drinking
take
water.
shots of water to it. Do that.
Shots of water.
Yeah, yeah. Like don't.
You
Yeah.
do a blinker every time you
Yeah,
say
God.
Canada family.
Hopefully, you have a few pens in your stash, man. Like, God, bro.
Oh
Like,
shoot.
shit. But yeah, dude. But anyway, we've been doing this for a while, dude. And guys, we've run into a lot of ups and a lot of downs. But right now, the channel's thinking or taking off, and we got nothing but you guys to thank at home for watching, and all you guys that check out the live views, our content, our videos, our shorts every day, man. See our grows, how they're going, me and Harry's, and we add extra stuff. Add an extra video, just of an update of the grow room this month because I knew Harry was just way too busy with a lot of other two buds in a jar projects, and he just couldn't get to editing. So I put out some content for you guys. It was just a simple update on the room. Yeah, man.
I made that.
Yeah, dude, it's cool. Harry made all of this stuff within a couple days, like literally, and it's all higher quality. It's really nice, I gotta say. Definitely. I have some big collection of smokable goods and stuff, and I'd use it. Hold on, we're getting comments. grow. It's cool. Homegrow 4201, thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you.
Way to
We
say.
try, man. We try to create a good environment, just be real people, because I think YouTube has enough fakeness in it. And we just come across and try to teach you guys about the plant. I'm really appreciative that you watch all of our videos, man. We greatly appreciate it here at Two Buds in a Jar because we try to teach you and do it in a simple way because I feel like growing and a bunch of things about growing have been so overcomplicated. And it's easy when you can just break it down and simplify it for people it's learning so they can have fun and they're not constantly frustrated and wanting to quit. So
It can get discouraging. Like when I had the calcium deficiency prop up, I was like frustrated, but I was like, "Oh, I'll fix that." But then I didn't realize how much potash I was getting in there and potassium from everything, and then I was like, "Oh no, I've over potassiumed it."
you'll have that. And that's when you're trying to create your own nutrient system. So it's best when you're beginning, guys, just to get a 2 bottle or 3 bottle nutrient system, something like Fox Farm. Get Big Grow, Big Bloom, and Tiger Bloom. That's
Well,
it.
Marriage or Grow I
Or
think is good,
marriage
really
grow
good
is
for
very
beginners.
simple. If you guys want something, we're sponsored by Hydroponic Gardens and Lights. If you guys have a store like that, if not, check out their website. They shipped all throughout the United States. I know that for sure. And they have this stuff called Marriage Grow, and it's in a container. We have it on our channel. You can check it out, the short, but it's so damn easy, dude. I'm talking about you take a 5 gallon bucket of water, you prepare your water, you don't pH it yet, and you just dump a teaspoon in, mix it in, add your silica, your cow mag, your pH up, down, get it to where you need it, and feed it. And it's literally that simple. And it has step by step instructions that are the most simple I've read on the back of nutrient solutions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty straightforward.
yeah, because there are some complicated ones. Um, Thank you, Homegrow 4201. The name, yeah, we never went over that. We tried to come up and run by a lot of names, man, and two of them we were stuck on. Uh Harry came up with Two Buds in a Jar. I came up with Kings of Cannabis, but I didn't want to use that name. The channel was going to be originally called Kings of Cannabis, and that's just because we know a lot of stuff and we just wanted to bring you guys the knowledge. But we thought people would look at it as an egotistical type of thing. So, and I was like, you're right. I was like, Two Buds in a Jar sounds more friendlier. It sounds more relatable. And I mean, we are two, friends. We're two buds. We're in a jar of this YouTube world trying to make videos and content for you guys. So, I mean, it all goes together. Thank you for saying it's dope, man. We appreciate it. But yeah, it's just two buds in a jar, me and Harry in this YouTube world trying to make content, trying to push forward,
And the
and trying to
double
make YouTube calm down on it.
And the double on it too is you normally cure and keep buds in a jar, so it just makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. You always cure and keep your cannabis in a nice mason jar. So hold on, we got another one.
Got another comment coming up. Looks like a big one. They got a lot to say. It's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, 4201, or Homegrow 4201. The one thing, okay, I've listened and watched YouTube for years, and when people you really like, or you look up to, or you look for information, or maybe you seek guidance, or maybe you just like their music, or their art, or their videos make you happy, a lot of people you comment, they get so big that they forget everybody. It's like they never go to the comment section. And I've said this, like, even if I just told Harry this today, even if I woke up and I had 1,000 comments from you guys, I would do a short, like, hey guys, I have 1,000 comments. I would show you guys proof of this and be like, look, well, oop, hold on.
You're gonna pick out a day and knock them all out.
Yeah, I would pick up a day and knock them all out. That way I can get to you guys because no matter if I have right now like 1,300 subscribers or this channel has, 300,000 subscribers, for instance, like that would ever happen. But, YouTube won't allow that. But anyway, the point is, it's making everybody. it makes you feel happy, it makes you feel heard, it makes you feel like those people are real people because they answered you and took the time out of their day, and they're not just like fake ass people that are in it for money, or they're just not fake on camera, as well. So I think, and that's one thing I really wanted to push doing a YouTube channel above everything, is I wanted to do goofy content. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. Me and Harry wanted to do this and that. Harry wanted to do this, and we threw it in there. And I wanted to do that, and we threw it in there. But the most thing I wanted to be was just real people, because YouTube seriously lacks that. It's just a bunch of people behind characters. And I'm not. I'm straightforward and energetic because I don't want to bore you guys, because usually I talk a lot slower. I'm stoned. These shorts and videos you got to make in a certain amount of time, and you
Well, they
can't.
give you 3 minutes now, so
Yeah,
it's a little bit easier than it
yeah,
used
on
to
the
be when you used
shorts.
to have to be like an auction salesman to get all the
Yeah,
words into a minute.
yeah, and then you fumble on your words 100 times. But anyway, we wanted to be real people and bring that to YouTube, because I feel like, out of a lot of YouTubers I used to like or watch, there's very few of them I like and watch now, because they just don't answer people in their comments section. It's like they're getting a check, they really don't care. And whether we're getting paid or not, we haven't been getting paid for 2 years, and we've been bringing content to YouTube for 2 years, putting our own money in it for 2 years, and putting our own time in it, because it consumes a lot of me and Harry's time.
A lot.
Just
Editing is a
yeah, a pure
mind-boggling
passion,
process.
and then to see you guys comment and say you like the content or great video or your plans, it pushes you. That's like payment enough for me. Getting paid on top of it and it being a YouTube career would be cool. I'm not going to lie. I would like to just fully work at home and do that and just bring quality content and passion for the plant and my viewers. But at the same time, we started this, man, and we didn't think it was going to go that far. And, even if it didn't, we were just going to keep making videos. That way we had a library to go back to in case, we needed this for growing or that. But you guys started watching it, subscribing to it, and it was awesome, I gotta say. So thank you guys at home for, watching, subscribing, telling your friends, telling people, watching every video when they come out. It greatly helps. And it shows YouTube that you like this type of content.
Well, and I
You
think
know,
it helps me too, because then I get to kind of refamiliarize myself with all these different things, because it is a lot once you get past NPK, you know? Once you get into the secondary newts and the macro newts and what kind of water are you going to use and how are you going to, right? How are you going to condition your environment and what kind of light are you using and how often should you pull that light up? And it's just so many factors run into what kind of cultivar are you growing, and there's just so much you have to think about, you know?
yeah, 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 man. There is, man.
We got more comments?
Yeah, man. Home grow 420 or 4201. I don't know why I want to keep saying 420. Yeah, 42001. Yeah. Um, he said that's crazy. He's going to say the same thing himself that I'm saying right now. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of, going back to it, that's just kind of what we want to do, man. We want to be real people. We want to teach you real stuff that's really going to help you. And, we do have merch. We have that stuff coming. People do like things like that. And that's why we do. But we're not salesmen. We're not trying to sit up here every episode and
I,
sell you
I
guys
just
stuff.
thought this was
Yeah.
artistic and it was cool, and I
Yeah.
wanted to be able to preserve some of my leaves somehow, and I tried flat pressing them in a book with plastic and a paper and stuff. I just didn't like the way it turned out, and I heard about doing stuff like this with resin and leaves,
Yeah.
and I thought this would be cool just to have as like a keepsake from that plant. Because each plant you grow, once you grow it, you just it's so sad once to harvest it. That's the saddest part to chop
It
it. It's
is.
happy because then you get bud, but then it's sad because it's like, man, especially when it's a
Yeah.
good looking plant like that Gorilla Cookies. I just that plant I've had a lot of fun, a lot of good luck with.
Yeah, because you guys hit you hit that moment where it's finally time to harvest, and you're excited for your buds, but you're nervous at the same time. Like, damn, I cut it down and it looks beautiful, and I did all this work. But I mean, at the end of the day, the flowers are the purpose.
Right, which I think it would be cool to have like some kind of keepsake resin from the buds. You were talking about the big one where you would pour
Yeah,
the whole plant, and then we cut it in half so we could have the anatomy of a
yeah.
plant. I think that'd be a cool little
Yeah,
thing to
we're
have.
talking about some crazy stuff to do with the, different things,
It'd
but
be more expensive to do something
yeah,
like that for sure.
maybe we
There's
could do, yeah,
I could probably do a smaller version where it's like much smaller, like get like one of the cubes or triangles or something
yeah,
molds,
yeah,
and then
dude.
put a little bit of soil and then a cutting in there, and then fill that with the resin.
I agree, man. Yeah. There's a bunch of things we got planned as far as, creating the merch, the colorization, the customization. And that's the cool thing about it. And it'll be custom to our channel, episodes, things like that. I
I
gotta
I
say.
think something like
Uh,
coasters with each stage of the leaf in it. You'd have like a seedling and then a veg and then a little bit further in the veg and then early flower and then late flower and then have a coaster set like that. I think that'd be cool. We got more comments?
Yeah. Homegrow 4201 says one time I thought I was in the wrong channel when I seen him and I heard his voice. I was like, wait, thought this was two buds in a jar. Um, you know, the funny thing about that is there is another existing channel. Um, but that channel couldn't correlate with what we're doing here too. So to let you guys know, yes, we, at one time we both created separate channels and we did different content because we wasn't sure if we wanted to do full cannabis content or if we wanted to do other content. So there is another channel that I've done and I still upload random things to.
There's a Harry Cola channel
And
too. I do
yeah,
some goofy stuff over there.
yeah, he does some goofy stuff over
It's hard
there.
to keep up with that. I have a grow tent in
Um,
my way. I can't set up a green screen like that anymore.
yeah, yeah, dude. And I mean, so you can go over, if you find the channels, I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like, I don't know. I don't feel like linking either one of them's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're not important. They were
yeah,
just fun. Those are just fun.
yeah. Harry does some crazy stuff on his, and then I have stuff that can't be mixed with the channel I do here, because of legal terminology or technicality.
Yeah,
You
all
know,
of that.
yeah. I mean, let me just put it this way. There's a lot of things I know about cannabis isn't the only thing. And there's a lot of things I'm passionate about. And, cannabis isn't the only thing. I'm a very passionate person, and I know a lot about what I like, and I like a lot of different things. So, you know, the channel, man, I don't know. I mean, hey, if you guys find it, you find both of them. We'll just put it that way. So it could be possible where I'm getting at homegrown is you probably could have been going through shorts and probably heard my voice or Harry's at one point. And,
Yeah, I do
you know,
shorts too. We
yeah,
both do shorts every day. I think you pump out two and I pump out two, and every day we're both doing shorts. And
that,
sometimes I'll do goofy shorts on this channel too, but again, that takes a lot of effort and a lot of creativity. And I do still have one in my back pocket, but I'm ironing it out still.
yeah,
This
yeah.
last week kind of hit me like a truck, so I just haven't got a chance to get to it, but I for sure will eventually. What?
Yeah, we figured that like for Homegrow 4201. He says if we got to push merch, then do it. And we do because you got to see like one thing like you guys don't like some of you guys might not. I don't know if you guys have any I guess put it this way YouTube like, knowledge, but as far as being a YouTuber, but YouTube does not like what we do here, period. And they won't even mark our video. We've bitched enough about it. You guys can go on videos. I've had probably there's a few mats my dreads we had to delete. I couldn't put out
Like,
there.
there's at least three of them
The
that we
three
just
of 'em.
couldn't do because it
Yeah.
went a little too hard on YouTube.
Yeah, we went way too hard on YouTube and they would have seen that and flagged it. And it's not because like I just went on there and I was like, "Oh, fuck you, YouTube." No, I did it intelligently. I just pulled out a bunch of topics about things and certain content creators that I highly disagree with who they are as God, how do I put this
Well,
appropriately?
just the content that they put
Yeah,
out is
yeah,
far worse than the content that we put out, but
yeah,
their stuff doesn't get age
yeah,
restricted and ours does.
yes,
So it's like it's
yeah.
okay for kids to know about this guy who does unspeakable acts with dogs, but this plant over here, oh my
Yeah.
God, you can't show them that.
Yeah, it's like the we're getting at because we can't just put it out there blatantly, but just black and white. There's some really fucked up content. YouTube will, go ahead and give you has no age restriction, but us sitting here smoking, talking to you guys or something's just this horrible act upon humanity, and I don't understand it, man. So, there's a lot of what Matt's My Dreads videos that got deleted because I'm just pointing out all this horrendous stuff because I went on a trip one day, guys. I was like, I'm gonna find all this horrible crap on YouTube and I'm gonna write it down and I'm gonna point it all. It doesn't have age restrictions, and we do with everything we do, no matter what it is. So I went and did that. And I found just the craziest stuff on YouTube I could find. And that just led me down the search. I went on one thing after another down the rabbit hole and it got deeper and I wrote all this stuff down and then I went on these big old tangents toward YouTube and they were intelligent and they sounded good. And they were riveting, but half the stuff I said and half the cuss words I used, because I mean, I did curse up quite the storm.
There was several F-bombs dropped.
Yeah, in the first few seconds. So it was just,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was one of those ones.
yeah.
It would have been rough to
S
put out.
sometimes we have the what mats my dreads, and I go a little bit too passionate about it. We can't put it out because we have to tame it way down for YouTube. And if this was old YouTube, it would have been out. And you guys would be like, "Oh, that's so true," but damn, So, but hey, it is what it is. Sometimes YouTube stifles creativity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
unfortunately, it does a little bit sometimes. Because sometimes you want to make some like really cool, over the top thing, and it's just like, oh yeah, I can't do that because it's too much for YouTube to handle.
Yeah, yeah. And thank you, Oak Grove 4201. We try to produce a good show and a good live. We won't always be sitting in the studio. There will be days where we're doing things and all sorts of things will be going on. We have those planned and coming up once the weather's better. Because where we're at, it's like Antarctica and Russia. We're not near Antarctica or Russia, but it's like that type of temperature out. It's freezing, you know.
So I got this hat on still.
Yeah. That's where
It's
I got the
cold.
raw hoodie on. Yeah, it is quite chilly, but thank you, man. We're trying to create a podcast and we're doing it first for potheads. Everybody that grows, everybody that eats edibles, even if you don't smoke, if you're hitting a bong every day, if you're rolling a blunt every day and you're, way to work and from work,
If you
you know,
grow cannabis.
if you grow cannabis, if you like cannabis, if you don't even use cannabis at all and don't want to, but want to learn about it, we're here. Yeah, we're about all them people that are enthusiasts, all them people that are, elitist. We're about all them people that are growers, that are just novice, that are starting. It's always good to ask questions. We get asked tons of questions, and we try to make videos for you guys to watch so you guys can go through your gardens and be like, oh, this is wrong or that is wrong. Because, a lot of people have particular grow setups and a lot of things that contribute to these issues in their garden. And it's better to put out videos than, try to diagnose each and every person's
Mm,
problem in their garden
Oh, and
because it's hard to identify it correctly
it
without
is.
knowing these factors.
It is, there's a lot you need to know. I mean, you have to know your environment. You have to know what kind of medium you're using, what kind of nutrients, what your feeding regimens look like, what things are going into that feeding regimen. We got to look at every little detail, from start to where you're at, where the problems began, we first saw the problem, what leaf was it is important. Like there's so many little details that are
Yeah.
very important to understand
So
because it will tell you what deficiency or toxicity or problem you're having in your plant.
yeah, so please understand it is hard for us to identify a problem and tell you we do know. And if we were there looking at the grow at your house, oddly enough, we could tell you. But to have a short little paragraph like on YouTube and to be able to read it and really identify, it's like it's hard. So we're going to put out all these deficiency videos and different videos. We're going to comprise them all. So if you're wondering any type of cannabis growing information, period, it's going to be on our channel. I don't
Deficiency
care if
ways,
it's deficiency, toxicity, this nutrient, that nutrient, this,
cloning,
that, cloning.
different
Yeah.
techniques to
Oh
cloning.
yeah,
There's so many.
we for you guys wanting to clone out there, we got a bomb ass episode coming that's in great
But
depth.
you've seen my Monster Craft Gorilla Cookies clone.
Yeah. And Harry's more into the cloning than I am. I like just genetic shopping, growing, and buying more. I'm into that, but he
I
likes
like
scientifically
cloning because
putting around in his lab.
you can manipulate the plant a lot more from a clone than you can a seed. You really can. I like to play with the plants. I like to try to create those big bushes, man.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
got some comments again in the
yeah,
section.
yeah, man. Homegrow 4201 says they're from New York, which I mean, that's further
Awesome.
up north. That is awesome. It's got to be freezing. Uh,
Chili.
yeah, yeah. So I
Chili.
know down
But
here, Eastern, it's
chili is difficult for your vegetating plant, honestly. You gotta keep that heater running because you want that like 75 to 80-degree temperature in those early days. So that sucks for the weather.
yeah.
But
They said they were diagnosed as a pothead at the age of 11. I would say the age of
nice.
14 was when I started smoking every day. 13, I tried it, and 14, I started smoking every day.
I think by like the age of like 3, I was like already a little hippie-ish, and by like the age of 8, by the time I was in 3rd grade, I was like, yeah, I want to smoke weed.
I decided, yeah, I wanted to feel this way the rest of my life, I
Well,
gotta say, but still be productive.
I always thought, as a kid, you think things like psychedelics are gonna be way more magical than what they actually are, and then you get to experience them, and you're like, but where's the flying dogs and floating dragons and all the mystical things people talked about? And it's not really like that. Like sometimes you can have some cool, crazy visuals, but it's not really like the way that you thought it would be.
Yeah. Now I can say, Canafam, Um, we got a thing here. Which is better, seeds or clones? Now, let me tell you, the more clones you take, eventually down the line, you got to stop. So if you do it 5 times, basically, you got to stop because you have F1 to F5 phenotypes, which means you've purified the strand, you've jacked up that THC, you've got that coloration down, you got that terp profile down that you're looking for in that strand. Now, if you get a high quality $46 and up seed, you're going to have excellent to perfect genetics too, as well. So you can really have excellent genetics either way. If you have the extra room and the equipment to clone, do so that way. It can save you money. However, you can find high quality genetics as well that are perfect out of seed too.
It is a lot easier and will save yourself a lot of frustration just buying the seeds and growing from seeds. But if you want to give yourself a challenge,
Yeah,
try the cloning, but you can't clone
yeah. Or
autoflowers.
monster cropping.
You got to make sure it's a photo period and you can clone fast flower photo periods as well. So there you have that option if you want to
Yeah.
shave a couple weeks off your cycle. So I think that's a good way to go. Yeah, shoot, man, we don't have a docket anymore.
We have some awesome merch coming out. We got some awesome videos coming
And
out. We got
basically,
Munchie Mondays coming out with every grow that you see on our shorts. We're going to have a edible made, and it's going to be an exotic edible. It's not going to be your typical thing, but Harry, get into it
oh
about
yeah,
the merch.
basically we're gonna have the keychains, which I mean I think these are gonna be running at like $3 a piece for the Gorilla Cookies keychains. We got the now these are gonna be eventually I'll have a set. I'll have a nice jar with these for your stash. I'll have the additional ashtray over here, and I think that one's a $30 set, and then the $20 ashtrays, and then with a purchase of $20, we're just going to throw some stickers in for you.
Possibly a keychain.
And then we could also custom make these if you want a particular image in there or a particular color or a particular set of colors. You just let us know and then we can get that going for you. Oh,
Um,
shoot, I dropped that out of there.
That is a good
And they're
question,
all
actually.
homemade. What?
Not to interrupt you, Harry Cola, but have you guys ever been interviewed by other bigger platforms? Unfortunately, not, 'cause we haven't been
Nope.
able to collab with anybody, but I would
Not
like to.
yet. I mean, I'm sure it could happen in the future.
Yeah,
Anything's possible in the
yeah,
future. It's just right now, it's just we're just getting there, man. We've been working
yeah,
on it. Normally it takes people like 5 or 10 years to really get somewhere with YouTube. So we got a few more
yeah.
years of grinding, but once we get a few more years of grinding that axe, we will probably get into a better position to start being able to collab with other bigger YouTubers, which would be awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, there are some YouTubers that took them 4 or 5 years to get 4 or 500 subscribers, and I mean, it only took us about 2 years to get 1,300. I mean, that ain't the
It's
best.
climbing.
Yeah, it's climbing, but to me, I think it's amazing. I didn't think we'd even get that high because YouTube keeps, but
Well,
now
there
YouTube's been cool.
There was a time, once upon a time ago, where we'd drop a video and it would get like 10 or 30 views, and I was just be like, man, we're just making videos for a couple people at this point.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we had very few people, man, watching. It was, but then it picked up because YouTube allowed it, and as long as YouTube pushes it out through that algorithm, you'll see our content,
Well,
you
once we
know.
started figuring out how to make content that wouldn't always get age restricted.
Yeah, 'cause I ain't gonna lie. A lot of these videos I went to it like old school YouTube, like, taking a gram of dabs to the face, taking an eighth to the face, see how long it takes. I was bringing these videos back because I feel like they needed put on the platform, but some people like that content, some people don't. So we decided to kind of branch out and started teaching people because I like doing that. It didn't catch on exactly until now. The second year is when all these like more educational videos started catching on,
Well, we
and
asked
people.
people what they wanted, and they said
Yeah,
they wanted what mats my dreads, educational
yeah.
videos, and something
You
else.
guys love hearing what pisses me off, I guess. So you guys love the What Mats My Dread series. So, it just happened to be one of those, and you guys wanted the educational, and you guys also wanted the growing videos. So, I mean, in retrospect, we did so much on this platform. If you go through all of our content, man, not including our shorts, but just go through all of our videos, and there's a lot of them. You'll see we've done everything. We've done game shows, we've done mini videos,
Which I
we've
I
done
have
cart
another game I'm
reviews.
working on too. I have
Yeah,
another cannabis board game that I've made up. I still have to like make it physically into the world, but it's in my head, and I'm gonna pull it out of there soon.
yeah, that's what we do. We pull things out of our head and make them a reality here at Two Buds in a Jar. Absolutely. That's what this whole channel
Yeah,
is about,
like this thing.
you
This thing
know.
was in my head, and now it's here in my hand.
Yeah. The channel was just a dream and we both made it a reality. Definitely by being here every Monday and doing videos. But we going on to we had a lot of different content, guys, and we can see that we just wanted to know in the end, it's not like we were running out of ideas, but we wanted to take a poll and see what you, the audience, thought.
Right.
What did you guys want to see?
What's the viewer want
What
to
do you
see?
want to see, and we can make it feasible, because we have a lot of time on our hands, as people. We're doing things constantly, but at the same time, we do have a lot of time in our hands.
Once you start growing cannabis, man, you're always busy. You're always studying. You're always looking. You're always trying to figure things out. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
just there's so much to, unless your grow's going really well and you're not having any issues, then it's a little bit of like, all right, I got nothing going on. But if you're in a grow where you got a bunch of issues, you're trying to do something that's overly complicated,
If you're smoking right now, too, let me know what you're smoking out in the comment section below. I'm smoking on some watermelon gushers by Fried. What are you puffing on, Harry Cola?
I got the good old Pac-Man red velvet, good old Pac-Man.
Sorry, guys, we are potheads. We have to take a minute to smoke.
Good old Landris, 100% indigo or sativa.
Yeah, they're all sick. They're from her channel. Characters and all.
Very cool. This is
Sorry, I'm coughing in your guys' ear, man.
you gotta have a George
Lemonade
Washington
haze. You like that haze, man?
lemonade. I don't like
The
hazes.
4201 home grow, man. There's a lot of good hazes out there. Try purple or blueberry haze, sir. Or ma'am. I don't know. But try definitely can of fam. Try um what is it? What's it called? Blueberry haze and purple haze. For
Blueberry
yeah, home
haze.
grow
Blueberry
4201.
haze isn't bad. I think I just got turned off of hazes because of silver haze.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think I've had a mango haze before that was really good.
Yeah, they absolutely love hazes. Yeah, there's a lot of good hazes out, man. There's Super Silver Haze, there's Platinum Haze, there's Ghost Train Haze. If you haven't tried those, try those and look those up. Homegrow 4201 Purple Haze, everything haze I love, but definitely Purple Haze. Well, yeah, Purple Haze is fire. I'm not too big on it, but Blueberry Haze and Purple Haze I love. Certain hazes, the one I don't care for the most, I've noticed the rest I can smoke is Super Silver Haze. For some reason, it gives me a headache, but the rest of them are really good. I gotta say, they grow really well. Some of them take a long time to grow. 4201 home grow 4201, my bad. But, some hazes really do. The sativa take a long time to develop. Um, you got a lot of those sativas that take forever, I gotta say. But they're worth it in the end. They make some frosty, beautiful buds. We've grown a few of them. I'm growing them right now. Mimosa cake, home grow 4201. I don't know if you're familiar with that. And he's grown actually amnesia haze.
Right, I am growing an amnesia haze right now. You can see it on the shorts. It looks a little bit rough due to the start of a when I first started up the plant, I was trying to use RO water and I was trying to balance it properly, but I improperly balanced it, so I wasn't putting enough CalMag in it. So I had to put more CalMag in there, which helped correct the problem. But then my regiment had too much potassium or potash, and everything was just potassium being added in. And because I was using RO, which is more acidic, trying to bring that pH back up, I was adding more potassium carbonate, which guess what? Adds more potassium in there. So I was just overdoing the potassium ultimately, which led to a potassium toxicity. And I've just finally figured that out by now, so I'm trying to revert that. And it's been a rough ride, man. It's been a rough ride.
Yeah, he's had a hell of a time with that amnesia haze. But if you have better amnesia genetics, which we do and we will be growing on the channel, we do have some amnesia. I have amnesia ghost haze and I have platinum haze and amnesia haze.
Eventually, I want to do some hybrids and I want to do
Indicas.
some indigas. I want to lean towards that. I think the ones I selected were either hybrids or indigas for the selection process. So,
Homegrow 4201 says they love wedding cake, biscotti, sour
yes.
GG,
Yes.
sour Gorilla Glue, gelato. The majority of the cake I like, and Jack Hare, Northern Lights. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I like a lot of the grape strands. I also like wedding cake.
Wedding
I
cake.
do like Gorilla Glue number 4. Gelatos. There's so many gelatos I really
I have
like.
seen so many gelatos.
Same.
I've
We've
seen
smoked on so
so
many, dude.
many,
So many.
so many.
So, oh my God.
We've
So,
seen so many different
dude,
variants, and there are tons of variants of gelato.
yeah.
That's one they just took and ran with like
There's
crazy.
four number 44 gelato, sour gelato, apple gelato, runts gelato. Like there's so many different gelato strains, and biscotti's really good too.
But when it's grown right, man, that stuff is great.
Jack Hare, Northern Lights. I like Northern Lights instead of 80% indica. I gotta say, Jack Herrera is
I
really sativa for me,
it
man.
is very sativa, but I do like Jack Herrera. That's one that I would like to wake up and do some puffing on that and get into some editing. Yeah, that's a good one.
Mine would be strawberry cough if
Some
I had to
strawberry
choose a
cough.
sativa. Yep, strawberry cough, or I do like the orange
What
flavored.
what'd you think of that strawberries that you grew?
It was super sativa until it wore off and plateaued into like a normal buzz, and then it was cool, but it's primarily better, I'd say, in edibles.
It smacked my head so hard my whole dome was ringing, and then it just, like, went down to my stomach, and my stomach was like, "You need to put food in here now."
Yeah, dude, yeah. It was, yeah, I gotta say it made me hella munchy. So the strand sativa, I mean, it's or strawberries sativa. That made me hella hungry. And I mean, it hits your head super sativa strong and then it wears down until a giggly euphoric, giggly buzz type deal. And it's all
Yeah.
right, man. I had to have Harry, do the rest of the vape because I'm like not a big
I
sativa
vaped a
fan.
bunch of it. I
Yeah,
got all those sativa effects. It was some hardcore sativa, man.
yeah, I do like some of them, but you know, I
Not like the green crack.
yeah, no, I'm more like, I like grape ape, OG Kushes, blackberry Kush, watermelon Kush, a lot of different Mendocino Perps, Purple Urkel, Granddaddy Perp. I just like the really purple weed, man. I like the Candyland was good. That's a hybrid with the sativa. That ain't too bad. I like that. There's Jaeger. Jaeger was a good strand. Game Changer was another one. There's just so many different purple strands that were good. There was a gelato cake that had a lot of purple in it, and it was real indica. It was like a 60-40. Yeah, something like that. So I gotta say, Canna Family, I do love the purple and indica. I believe the purple weed is the best weed, man. That's just my opinion. There's Purple Punch Auto, Home Grow 4201 if you like sativa. Oh, we got more comments. We got J.O. Vincent. Hey guys, watching from Brazil. What is up, man?
What's up,
What
Brazil?
what is shout out to Brazil? How you doing out there? We got Homegrown 42 and starting a new cycle with 3 cream caramel and 1 bubble banana gum.
That
Oh,
sounds nice.
that sounds so good, actually.
Yeah, I would love to make edibles from a few of those plants. Turn them into a
Joao,
sundae.
those strands bubble banana gum and cream caramel sound amazing.
They do.
Yeah. Where are you going? Where did you get those seeds? I mean, honestly, because that banana sounds good and the cream caramel.
Already seeds chopping
Yeah.
again, huh?
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, no problem. Those sound amazing. Those are good genetics, I gotta say. Especially the bubble banana gum, that sounds good. But I gotta say, guys, man, the different strands you get, I mean, those are good ones, especially right here, Joao. Is the bubble banana gum and cream caramel. I gotta say, those are exotic. They sound really good, man.
Yeah, that sounds
We're
like
growing
some.
a mimosa cake, which is mine's a mixture between wedding cake and mimosa, which is a sativa, and then you got a more indica hybrid, and then he's growing a sativa and the
And I have
gorilla
another
cookies.
hybrid. The Gorilla Cookies is 60/40. It leans more on the sativa side, I do believe. But it's still, I like the Gorilla Cookies. It's a good hybrid. It's not
Yeah,
too far onto the sativa.
yeah.
It's a little bit on the sativa, but it's not too far. This time I'm gonna let it amber up a little bit more. So it should have a little bit more of a nicer indica feel.
I, I agree, Home Grow 420. Definitely share the channel chat. We have a huge group. You guys are all cool. I was just saying how cool and chill, and we're definitely going to keep it that way in the chat. All you guys that come in during the live streams and subscribe are fucking awesome, man.
Yeah,
So shout
we
out to
do have
you
a cool
guys.
community.
Yeah, we have a kick-ass chill community. But I would be excited too, man. I can't wait to grow some new strands myself. I do got a few new ones. I got strawberry gorilla, which is strawberry coffin gorilla glue. I got wedding cheesecake. I got grape ape mixed with OG Kush, which is like a super indica, guys. So I'm super excited to grow that. And I love just growing different seeds and strands. That's why I'm not a big fan of cloning. One, I don't have the space for it or the extra time.
I don't really have the space either.
Yeah, and it's a very delicate process. No hate to people that do shout out to you if you clone, but I just like seed shopping and growing and then getting more genetics because it's so cool how many different, like the next I'm going to get is what is it? I want to check out that bubble banana gum, dude.
Yeah.
So bubble gum mixed with banana, like that would be
Well,
fire.
I know for a fact, like,
It
if you
sounds
get
like an
a
indica.
blueberry and a bubble gum,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, that is fire right there. Or a blueberry watermelon, or no, not watermelon bubble gum, that would be
Yeah.
fire
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, it would be
Anything
good.
anything mixed with that bubble gum, man,
I,
is really fire.
yeah, I gotta say. And the caramels are nice. The biscottis are nice. Some biscottis. Yeah, definitely come back and show us the results, please. Listen, man, we got an Instagram, we got a Twitter. Um, Joao, man, we got an Instagram, a Twitter, a Facebook, and if you look, man, it has the same logo as our channel, and you can go and send pictures there. And eventually, we're going to get a bunch of different pictures from subscribers, and we're just going to throw them up on the channel and do a video. And if you guys want your name in it, we'll contact you and let you know if you would let us know if you want your like screen username in it. If that's cool with you guys, and once it is, then we can put a video together and just, shout out all the homies that are always in the comments and the live chats. And we're going to put together a video like that. But we have an Instagram, a Twitter, and a Facebook. And they all three have the accounts. Just send friend requests to them. It's our logo, two buds in a jar. Yeah, I gotta say, man, there's just a certain passion you share with your plants when you're growing them, when you're germinating them, when you're spending so much time around them. It is a passion, a project that eventually becomes love. You love seeing your plants, you love looking at them every morning, you love getting stoned by them if you do, if you don't. I always have a lung room that ventilates air out, so I'm always vaping, carts and stuff. I try not to do it in my tent, but sometimes it happens because,
A
you
little bit
know,
of vapor sucks in there.
yeah, when I'm baked and in my tent, I'm just in my zone, man. So you create passion, and that's how you can tell, you're going to be a grower when you really, it just makes you happy, and then you love getting stoned and, you love seeing it flower and how beautiful it looks, and you respect that, and you create a relationship with Mary Jane, man. I gotta say, what do you guys think in the comments? Two Bubble Kush. Now, Bubble Kush, California orange. Okay, now the Bubble Kush I've heard of and I've had. I've had Bubble Kush and I've had the Bubble Kush hash. And they're
Right, I've heard of
really,
those. Yeah, those are
yeah,
good.
those are really good strands, man. I gotta say. And those are indica too. I
Right.
know. And it's an indica concentrate too, because there's bubble,
Yeah.
what do you say? The Bubble Kush. And so
That's a hash normally
yeah,
too,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, they turn it into a nice hash, and Michigan did that for a while, a state that's not too far but far away from us.
Right, right. Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Sorry, guys, I had to vape. But anyway, hold on, I'm reading the comments. And the California orange. Now, there are some good strands, and that sounds like a sativa strand.
That does sound sativa.
Yeah,
Normally, when it goes to those kinds of terpenes, the peppery or the more orangey, it leans on the sativa to hybrid side.
the smell is so hot. Yeah, yeah.
Gassy.
Yeah, it's gassy. I
Yeah.
believe it. It's gonna smell like like fuel, like gasoline and oranges, probably. That's what it sounds like. California is known for that. They make some gassy
Like
sativas,
tangy.
man.
Maybe I had tangy.
Yeah, tangy orange and just orange crush, orange kush, you know, and that's what it
Orange
sounds
Crush was
like.
a good one.
It's a flawless finish from Advanced. Yeah, man. I gotta say. Advanced nutrients are really good.
It's where it's at, is doing
Yeah.
advanced.
Yeah.
Trying to do it any other way is a little bit more
I
difficult.
personally like putting together advanced nutrient system myself.
Well, the advanced nutrient system just kind of guarantees a little bit more accuracy and everything, opposed to kind of just like leaving it to a little bit more chance with other
Yeah,
feeding solutions.
I'm not gonna lie, Homegrow 4201. There's times, hold on, I'll comment on that 1 second. Let me go grab a drink. I
You
got
grab a
some,
drink.
yeah, serious cotton mouth going on.
Yep, the cotton mouth is creeping in. I had to open up another can of pop myself. Get some Mountain Dew in my system once again.
Every cola runs pure
That
all the
is my
time.
energy source is Mountain Dew. And yeah, I mean I wish I could have saved those amnesia hazes quicker. If I would have realized how crazy the regiment was for potassium, I would have pulled it back sooner. Which now at this point, like even if I tried to flush it, it's still like
Yeah,
it's at the end, you know?
but so on a comment 4201 Homegrow, I definitely agree. I spend a lot of time with my cannabis plants, and luckily I work from home and my girlfriend works at work. And sometimes she gets salty. She's like, "You're always in there with the plants." So, I mean, yeah, it happens, man. It's because you put so much time and passion and effort into it. So, you know, and I don't
Well,
know. Sometimes females get, jealous, man.
and you have to keep an eye on it too, because if you get pests, that could lead to greater problems. If you get some kind of toxicity or deficiency and you
Yeah,
don't catch it soon enough, man, it's going to mess up your harvest in the end. So there's a lot of factors
yeah,
that, or maybe your equipment is messing up on you or something. You got to keep an eye on that. So there's so many things that's going on in that tent that you really got to look at and make sure that's working right. And if you don't have an AC Infinity setup, then you don't have all those
yeah.
controls helping you keep that environment in check. When you have that environment in check, it's like half of the work's taken away because now you don't have to go back there and be like, oh no, I gotta adjust everything all the time.
Yeah, I gotta say, if you're not just using like or what was it you were saying? My
Having
bad.
like AC Infinity equipment
Yeah,
so you have those controls.
yeah, they're perfect. But I was gonna say the best way to explain it to, girls you're with if you're spending a lot of time, just be like, look, a lot of people think plants are just soil, water, and light, but it's so much more to it than that. And that's why I'm in here just, nailing down, getting this right, so I'm not always in here. Yeah,
Well, yeah,
it's
eventually
the
once
easiest way, period.
if you can
You know?
afford to pay the money, unfortunately, and get all the right equipment, it makes it so that you don't have to be in there as much because you know you can sit at your couch and look on your phone and be like, check your grow from your phone, you know? So it makes it a little bit easier and a little bit less stress, but still, like, there is always stuff you're gonna have to do in there, you know, like. So it is like I do all my stuff in the morning. I wake up normally and I look at it, sit with it, try to figure out what my game plan's gonna be for the day, feel the soil, does it need water?
Shout out to Little Wick for checking, or Litwick for checking the channel out. They
So
said I want Haze too, Homegrow Bear, and he has Neville's Haze. I'm trying to get my hands on that. We will have some Litwick. We will have some different hazes in the channel. Right now, unfortunately, we got Harry got some bad genetics as far as like amnesia haze, they're autos.
well, I was
But
playing with water too,
yeah, and he was balancing his reverse osmosis. But anyway, we have
doing
different
complicated
ones.
stuff with water, man.
Yeah, I'll be doing autos of different amnesias and different hazes, and I will be doing photo periods as well, so you guys can check those out on the channel if you guys are a fan of hazes. Most definitely. Um,
Are you doing that blueberry haze next time?
yeah, I'm going to be doing blueberry haze. I'm going to be doing also a blueberry indica and a strawberry grow. But shout
Nice.
out to Homegrow 4201, and thank you, Litwick, for checking her channel out. We appreciate you guys. Much love, man. Um, but we're going to have a lot of hazes growing on the channel. We're going to have I have Ghost Train haze, I have Amnesia haze, and I have Super Silver haze, and I believe Platinum haze as well.
Hmm.
So I have four different types of hazes we will be growing.
I'm pretty sure I'm
Yeah.
gonna be growing jelly donuts next.
Yeah, I'm growing these mimosa cakes right now, guys, which is primarily mimosa, sativa, like I said, and wedding cake. But outside of that, I'm probably going to do an indica grow next, like blueberries and maybe something else. Every time I try to grow ones in there, like my first time, it didn't work with that home grow kit. Those kits just had horrible seeds. The papaya cookies were terrible.
I mean,
I've never seen a seed do anything or grow like that when you were, and the rest of them were
I
beautiful.
just think there's
But
three key points that need to be worked out, and then those kits could work potentially. There's just three key points that really need to be worked out with it.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
all,
yeah.
you know.
Those kits, yeah, guys, we had so many issues, and then we knew one other person when we did the home grow kits video. If you haven't checked it out, just go check it out in the videos when you guys have time, whenever you're stoned or you get home from work or you're just chilling at the house, cleaning, doing whatever. Throw it on, check it out. But we did a strawberries grow that was with that and like or no, a mimosa cake. I'm doing it now and that kit just recently died. Like you guys see in the beginning of the shorts and it's just growing all stupid and the rest of them are growing beautiful like little bushes.
Yeah,
And it's
you just pulled it. You're like, I'm
yeah.
done with
Yeah,
this.
I just dumped it. I took Harry Cole in there and just put it down upside down in a trash bag, dumped all the soil out in the plant and just tied it
That
up and
one was
threw
a
it.
failure.
Yeah, I threw it in the dumpster. I hate doing that because it's just like, but it was just going to grow all ridiculous, give me a lot of problems, and just be a waste of nutrients. I asked the Canna family, like, yo, what should I do? And they're like, what do you guys think I should do? I wanted to throw it away. Luckily, everybody voted to throw it away. That's what I did. I tossed her out. Now I have a nice even canopy, what I wanted, and it looks beautiful. I gotta say, with a bunch of bud sites. If you guys haven't seen the mimosa cake, go check it out. And the gorilla cookies grow. He's growing in a small tent, performing some miracles in there, but he's got a nice even canopy of bud sites.
I'm growing in a 2 by 2 by 3 propagation tent, which originally my idea was to try to keep it in that tent until the autoflowers were done. But then it started getting so big that I was like, I'm gonna throw it into flower to slow it down from getting taller, which did work essentially, but
Yeah,
just
yeah.
barely.
A lot of training.
If I would have waited
A
any
lot of
longer,
training.
I wouldn't have been able to do it. It was a lot of, I had to thin it, then I had to wait, then I trellised it, then I waited, then I low stress trained it again, then I waited, then I thinned it, then I waited, then I low stress trained it again, then I waited, then I thinned it some more.
He did a lot of work.
It's cool though. It looks
Yeah.
like it's gonna look like my goal is when you look in there, it will just be like bud, 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 bud. So everywhere you look, it will just be a bud, and it will just look like one giant nug. I just want to look
Yeah.
it to look like I grew a giant nug in the tent,
That's
and it'll
how
be
I
like
want.
boom.
I've been trimming those guys the mimosa cakes, all the crap off the bottoms that's just, taking energy from the plant. So I've been thinning them up and I've been creating a nice even canopy. Three most common mistakes that growers make as a beginner. Um, what are the three most common mistakes growers make as a beginner? That's a good question. I would say, as a beginner, people underestimate one, how many things you need and how expensive it can be, but it also can be inexpensive if you know where to look too. Um,
Watering.
Watering. Tap water is fine as long as
Well,
you have liquid pH up and liquid pH down.
you might not be know to pH the water or how to pH the
Yeah.
water, or you might not have the meters to check the pH or check the
Yeah,
parts per million.
yeah, don't go getting a cheap one off Amazon that's like $6. Get at least a $50 pH pen. I would highly recommend that. Something like AC Infinity. If you have like, a baller bank account, go get a blue, which is a $150 pH pen that tests is like either small water feedings or multiple water treatments that are large, like in pools and different water treatment systems that you may be able to afford and buy or install. But if you're doing like in-house grow, like indoors with the tent, like me and Harry do, I would say just like a $50 AC Infinity pH pen would be perfect.
Yeah, simple.
So put money into a pH pen. Definitely don't underestimate the cost, but do your research so you're not paying out the ass if you don't want to for certain things. Um, and genetics. Genetics is everything. Know your space and what you're getting, because if you have a small tent, let's say like Harry's, and I'm picking on you for a minute, man, I'm just playing, but
I
just
got
using,
smaller tents.
yeah, he got smaller tent, but if you go get like super silver haze and like hazes and different sativas in photo period, and even if you let it stretch, that plant's going to get way too large for that tent. So definitely it helps to know if you're growing in like a thinner, smaller tent. You can grow like autos, you can grow short and bushy like indicas, you can grow hybrids if
I
you
mean,
like more
you
sativa.
can train plants with trellis nets and proper training in order to make it so that it can fit. It's just you're going to be in there every couple days,
Yeah.
cutting leaves, bending branches, and just doing a lot of more work to make it fit. You can.
Yeah, yeah, you can. I mean, anything's possible if you put your mind to it in your grow tent. Your grow tent, guys, if it's your blank canvas. It depends on your skill set. But I highly recommend getting good genetics. I highly recommend getting a good pH pen.
I'd say nutrients would be another problem.
Nutrients.
Either overfeeding or underfeeding.
Yeah, 42, home grow 4201. Just get simple nutrients. If you're not into advanced nutrients and all this complicated stuff, don't go dragging yourself into it. Learn the basics and then, so
Yeah, well,
go,
and then too, you got to know what you're growing again, because if you're growing a photo period, you're able to give that a little bit more nutrients closer to what the actual feeding is on your bottle, but not that
yeah.
feeding probably. And then if you're growing auto flowers, you need to cut that to a half to a quarter and not start it with a whole lot and just kind of slowly wean it up into about a half of the amount that you would normally give a plant.
Yeah, precisely. Quarter to a half of autos. So no matter what nutrient system you have, you're going to feed it a quarter of what it says to a half of what it says per gallon. Um, Photos, you're going to give it full feedings like it says on the bottle, but you want a 3 bottle nutrient regimen system, which is going to be your macronutrients, your bloom enhancer, and your growth enhancer for veg. And things like Fox Farm, just the big bloom, the tiger bloom, and the what is it? Big grow or grow big. It's the veg. And those are 3 bottles that are easy to get. You go on their website, you get their nutrient regimen, you read it, you just do that per week. You go across. If you have any questions, there's videos, and we did videos that explain it too, and shorts as well. So there's get simple nutrient systems is another one. Don't start with anything advanced and intricate if that's not your skill level. Get into that if you find passion in this hobby.
Right?
Yeah.
You just got to go step by step and just kind of learn as you go. And you got to understand that each cultivar is going to come with its own sets of challenges. Starting at each different season is going to come with its own sets of challenges. And every cultivar, like if it, I really probably shouldn't have grown the Amnesia Haze because I knew it was cold, but I also wanted to get it grown, and I thought, well, if I get it warm enough, it would be fine. But I was just having a lot of difficulty getting the temp up to temperature when it was snowing outside.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes your outer temperature will affect your temperature in your lung room or in your tent.
Yeah, so you
That
just
is
have
for sure.
you have so many different problems that can come up, and based on
Um,
the season, your environment, and so many different other factors.
This is a good question by Homegrow 4201. Do you guys push your plants? And if so, when do you start to push and what stage? Well, I'll start off with mine in the vegetative stage. When they start to get about a foot and they have thick branches, that's when I start to push my CO2. That's when, but if you're talking about flower, I start to push it during pre-budding, primarily. Um, just due to the fact that your plant will take a lot more light because your plant's now focused, of course, on the bud sites, and it will take up more CO2. That CO2 will allow it to take up more nutrients and CO2 itself, and it will increase the metabolism of the plant, which will ultimately just make its growth cycle quicker. So if you're adding CO2 and if you can't afford tanks, then do it organically. We have videos on that. It's pretty simple. I have shorts on mine. I explain how I do it, and it's really simple. You can also use a Culligan jug instead of multiple jugs to do the same system. Um, that I'm using. It's just all, or if you want to buy the tanks and the actual system and do it that way too. But this is just cost inefficient because you're looking at when you do it organic jugs, you're getting 1,300 parts per million. A plant should be at 1,000 to 1,100. The most a plant should be is not close to 2,000
Yeah,
parts per million
I think you want
or
to stay.
1,900.
It's 1900. Yeah.
And 2000's like deadly, so that
Yeah.
because the plant can't breathe. So that organic source, and it's doing it for a week to 2 weeks. So it's releasing. So you only have to refill it. So it's cost effective in a grow, and it really helps push your plant. So if you're growing autos, it's going to do it even quicker. If you're growing photos, it's going to push your plant even quicker. It's like energy drink and a nutrient supplement for your plants.
I would
So
say I kind of push
early
my
budding.
I kind of start by pushing my plant with my first first low stress training is kind of a push for it because I'm redirecting hormones and so whatnot. And then as I'm going along, I'm kind of doing light little pushes the whole time. I'm trying to give it CO2 for its whole grow. Once it gets to the end of the grow, normally I'll jack that CO2 way up, but then it also depends on the plant too. If the plants aren't looking great, like the amnesia hazes, I wouldn't try to push those because I could stress them out really easily trying to add that additional stress in pushing them. So these I'm just going to kind of let them ride out to the end, and I probably won't give them any pushes. But like the other one, I'll jack up the CO2 in that one here soon. Try to get a little bit more in there because it's a small space and I don't want to overdo it. I don't have any meters like Dustin does. But yeah, I always want to have that little bit of additional CO2. And as the plant grows along, I want to increase the CO2 so it has more. Like, think of the CO2 like the lumber and the water like your concrete, and those come together to help build that house. You need that stuff to build that house, but your NPKs and your secondary nutrients and your macronutrients, those are all like your hammers, your nails, your saws. You need those too to build the house too, right? So, but you really need the lumber and the concrete because if you don't have that, you're not building nothing.
No, you have no foundation and no tools or anything. So, I mean, I would say to answer the question simply though,
Mhm.
Um, you know, during like once your plant's about 2 feet in veg, I would push your CO2 because, quickly you're probably going to only grow it 3 or 4 feet. How many feet do you plan to grow it? So around 2, 3, 2.5, 3 feet is perfect time to push it in veg. Now, 4 to 6 weeks are mid starting when your plants bud, like when they get the little fuzz balls on them. That's when I would really start jacking up CO2 and, lowering humidity
But
and
es-
getting it used and hardened to that environment. Um,
but essentially, you
um,
do want that CO2 present the whole life. From the time you have green plant matter, you want a little bit extra CO2 in that air to help build that plant faster.
yeah, 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 most definitely.
You don't have to start off crazy with 4 jugs, but you're gonna get there.
Yeah. So,
Especially in a bigger grower
yeah,
space, in a
and it's
small
safer.
space. And it's safer, yeah.
You don't, and that's one thing I got to stress all the time. Safety's one, number one priority on the channel. If you guys don't know nothing about like CO2 tanks and how to do all that, and please don't go hooking those up in your house and, near your pets or your kids or your girlfriends or your wives or that stuff like emits when it's higher levels. It's like a car being on in a garage and you just chilling in the garage. After a while, you'll run out of oxygen. And, if the levels rise too high. So, this is why this is safe, but make sure it's ventilated too. So this is the CO2 breaks down organically and releases, so it's not in such concentrated amounts. So I got to say that please be careful. If you have a little tent, don't go putting a lot of these jugs in there.
Yeah, with my little one, the max I think I could do is 2 in that little
Yeah.
one, you know?
And we have ventilations outside. So, it blows all that outside. So if you have a tent set up with an intake and outtake and it blows the CO2, then yeah, put, how many jugs you want to put in there. That's fine. Just make sure you have a CO2 meter. And they're $50 at the most on Amazon. So if you guys want a CO2 meter and you want to get into it, it's very cheap and it'll put the fast forward button really on your plants. It raises that metabolism, whether it's a feminized, a photo period, an auto period, and it really helps increase that growth rate.
Yeah, it really does. I've
Um,
seen the difference between not putting any CO2 and putting CO2, and it's like night and day. Really
yeah,
is.
Yeah, and most people are growing in apartments or homes. Litwick actually brought up a good point. So, and most people are growing in homes and, apartments, and those can be, especially in the winter time in areas, concealed areas, there's a lot of CO2 buildup from natural, and humans can create a lot of CO2 in one area. Me and Harry's seen that with a meter just being in there and working on the tent for a while. It quickly raised from 980 to 1,230. So it was really high, and we had to step out. And then I just left the window open and completely put a ventilation fan to suck all the air out and CO2. So, because we were working on things and things were off and the CO2 levels were rising in the room, and we just, oxygenated it. So, if you have, you're living in a small apartment or a two-bedroom apartment, even a bigger house, even a bigger apartment, townhome, things of that nature. Just be careful doing this because it is dangerous, guys. But, as long as you have a meter, your meter will beep and it'll just indicate that you have too much CO2 in your grow or in your room. And make sure you have an outtake that blows all that crap in your tent outside. And you're good.
Right. As long as you can expel the gas safely, quickly, then you should be safe.
Yeah, and just don't go using them tanks or anything. Look up just, ways to create systems. We have videos on it. There's more videos on the internet. There's safe ways to
I think
create CO2 that's organic that won't,
I think
you
the
know,
yeast is actually more effective than the mycelium bags, but the yeast is a little bit more stinky. And if you're doing it in a small
yeah.
space, you need to
Yeah.
add the additional air filter with water in it in the tube. Because if you
Yeah.
don't add that additional filter, you're going to end up with a yeast buildup coming into the grow, and that's going to be a problem.
And I'll tell you guys, man, when you open your tent, you use this method because of the yeast, and it makes isopropyl alcohol, guys. So you're mixing sugar, yeast. The yeast is eating the sugar, it's creating CO2, releasing the gas ultimately up into where, hopefully your jugs are behind your fans, blowing it over your canopy, things of that nature. But that CO2 level rises and it smells like a brewery. So it smells like straight alcohol that, somebody that's been at the bar all day, every day, and cannabis. Like, soon as you open your tent, it smells like there's a drunk guy that smoked a bunch of weed in there, like pretty much. So, I mean, having a carbon filter really takes out that beer stank because it's going to be smelling like fresh beers being brewed in your tent, along with,
Cannabis.
cannabis, a fresh smell of
Which the
cannabis.
cannabis smell kinda does overtake it sometimes once you get fully budding, and it smells kinda good at first, and then you smell the alcohol, and you're like, "Oh, yeah, yeast."
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Homegrow 20 or yeah, damn, I can't talk 4201. Man, I hit that cart too hard. But yeah, I just want to give you guys like a money saving option because I didn't want to put no guarantees behind it and really tell you guys unless I got a meter and seen. And guys, it puts out anywhere from 900 to 1,000 uh 80 parts per million to 1,300 at its highest. I've seen it go to 15 and 1,400. So, and that's when I decide to really air my room out. So it does peak and it does reside, and you'll see your CO2 levels go up at night or during the day. Plants are weird. Depending on your grow area, your plants are either going to take more CO2 at night, you'll see that skyrocket, or during the day. And this ain't a guaranteed why a lot of people may not want to use it. It's because it's not a controlled method. You don't have a level to know how much CO2, but as long as it's releasing high levels and not too high levels, and it's being ventilated properly out of your house, so, no one's, suffering from any CO2 poisoning in there, you're good. And it's an excellent way to really make your buds like it fattens up, they dense, and it really helps cannabis ultimately during the flower stage and the early veg stage. It helps build a strong foundation, like Harry was talking about earlier with that house.
Right.
So, you know,
Yeah, it's just important to have it in there because if you don't have that material, but you have all the hammers and nails, you're still not able to build.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And if you're not able to build, you just can't do anything right in your
Well,
grounding.
your plant just won't grow up to your expectations. You'll be
Yeah.
sitting there thinking like, man, it should be growing an inch a day, but I'm only getting like a half inch a day. So if that's something that's occurring, maybe you could look at do you have enough CO2 levels in your tent, or there could be something going on. There's always something going on. We got have a comment.
I think it said chilling in the room. Well, man, honestly, because right now is winter time, and we film in my living room because it's one of the biggest rooms. I have multiple rooms in this apartment. I live in like a two-bedroom apartment, and this is where we film because we have the best angles and different things set up and throughout the area. We have the grow room back there. I do, and then I have this area we use for stage. So
You can't record in a grow room.
yeah, you can't record in my grow room because there's loud and it's obnoxious. There's a bunch of fans going off, and but we use professional equipment, and we use editing equipment and OBS and a bunch of other studio equipment, green screen sometimes. But we film primarily in here because it's winter and there's really, in winter and where we live, there's really nothing to do. So
Yep.
yeah, we usually film here in the living room, and we just adjust furniture and everything we need in order to make an aesthetic set, basically. Something that doesn't look, I mean, for lack of better terminology, look like shit. And, we try to make it visually appealing and, bring as many lights or green screen or things we need to. So yeah, if you ever wonder why I wear sunglasses all the time, it's because I'm always in front of very bright lights, like 300-watt lights. They're
Yeah,
just very bright lights.
they're bright.
Harry loves them, but I'm more like leave me in the dark, man. Yeah, because we're in front of these lights really for hours, but now it ain't so bad, but it takes some getting used to in the beginning,
Well, I'm
you
normally
know.
behind the lights.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the first time Harry's been, you know.
I get in front of the lights every now and then,
Yeah, yeah, that
every
is
so
true.
often. We got another comment ruin over there. Somebody said something.
Oh
Something.
no, they're just oh yeah. Yeah, we had the level of CO2 go up too high because we were just like putting a tent together and trying to bust it out. Because I was right in the middle of that mimosa cake grow, and I haven't turned my lights off because on some of my autoflowers, I'll run 24 hours. I've grown autoflowers for a while, and I've grown them many different ways: 20 on, 4 off, 18/6, and 24 hours on. I think there's one more way even you can. I can't remember, but anyway. I like running mine 24 hours basically. And what was I going to say? I had a complete brain fart.
You were talking about the autoflowers
Oh
and
yeah, the autoflowers. We had to leave the tent off for a short period of time, and then when we did, it was just like I noticed on that CO2 level it started beeping because I was like, "What the hell beeped?" And I was like, "Was it any of the equipment on the tent?" He's like, "No, it shouldn't." And then I was like, "Oh, it's a CO2 meter," and it was really hot, so we had to ventilate that whole room.
yep.
And that's just all because of organic CO2. It's at 1,500 parts per million. You don't want it going up 500 more parts.
Yeah, no, that'd be bad for you and the plants.
Yeah, and everybody. So I definitely ventilated. But no, in the area we filmed though too, even I mean, there's a giant amount of space and room. So I mean, we've shot multiple things here and we even switch it up. And that's a good thing. The way I live, kinda, I got things set where I can just move things around and easily create a set or anything like that. Because this is the content house. This is what I like to call it. We shoot everything here. We do Munchie Mondays here. We've trimmed plants here. We've done so
We
much
we
shit
shoot we
here.
shoot everything but my side of the shorts. That I gotta shoot at my place.
Yeah, he shoots at his place with his shorts. I shoot at mine with my shorts, and you know, we just meet here basically every Monday, hang out,
Yeah,
talk about content, talk about the world, talk about things in our life. Just kick it, do two buds in a jar, man.
yep.
you know. But yeah, it's a bigger apartment, thankfully. I was in a smaller one, and our old episodes always consisted on the couch because I was in this small area, and all I could do is sit on a couch. And that's all the space me and him had was basically sit in front of the camera and on this couch. Then we got out, and I was like, let's start doing things because our studio is small, and it's not like we can move. Then I moved into a bigger place, thankfully, a much bigger place, a lot bigger place, and we're able to film. So I was stoked about that, and now it's just become the content house in a good way. So yeah,
Got some more comments in the chat.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I do agree, but I look at it this because I've heard a lot of people say autoflowers need to take a snooze. Some of them don't, but at the same time, I just look at it as a pre-program to kind of,
I
you
don't
know,
I don't know. I think with autoflowers they're different. Autoflowers are just different. They're not plants that were that you would find growing outside. They were made in a lab
they
and they
were.
were made to run and run hard. So and I have mine set to a 20 on 4 off because I was like, "Oh yeah, they need to sleep." But now, after reviewing the footage, I'm thinking that maybe they don't. Maybe it's better just to let those things run.
Yeah, I mean, autoflowers are an example from that. The rest of the plants, I agree, homegrown 4201. Um, basically, like, think of autoflowers as a timer. No matter if that light's on or off, it's going to grow, do its thing, and flower. And it's constantly go, go, go. It's growing until it flowers and dies. And it's genetically modified, but the photo periods, the feminized, the males, yeah, most definitely, they're like that. They need to sleep. They need their time with the light off. You can't. There are people that run photo period veg 24 hours on. I've seen it done. I've done it myself, but I prefer to let my plants
Yeah,
sleep.
for the photo
Yeah,
periods, it's too much stress on them because
yeah.
they grow slower and they absorb more nutrients, so they need that little bit of rest time in between doing their thing, you know?
I highly agree. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, homegrow, nothing really stopped us in the beginning from doing our thing because it wasn't people. We thought it was like people didn't want to watch our content at first, but then we realized YouTube shit on us. And when YouTube was shitting on our content, we weren't allowed to get out to people. Once we got out to people, we got hundreds of views to begin with. Well, we got double digits, like 80, and I was like, damn. Then we started getting hundreds on some of them. Then we got thousands on some episodes. And it's like, well, if YouTube, would just jump off of it, man, people would check these channels out and they would learn things and know it's just a hobby and it's not dangerous. They would learn things about cannabis plants and understand things, even if they didn't smoke it themselves and just wanted to learn. So I think YouTube's finally starting to understand that because it's jumped off of our asses with a lot of our content and a lot of our shorts, but it did age restrict, nitrogen deficiency. And when it does that, it only goes out to like a third of your audience
And
if
that one's educational,
yeah, and that
YouTube.
one was totally educational. So I'm not understanding why. It's just we got a lot of beefs with YouTube because we try to be compliant, guys. There's times we have said fuck YouTube, did our own thing on our videos, and we'd cuss or do
We're
whatever.
just like, well, this is going to
But
be an age restricted video. We
yeah, this
both
is
laugh and record it.
yeah, we just knew it was an age restriction coming, but we wanted to share that video or that footage or that content with you guys, and we thought it was important to get out, but obviously, YouTube does not. So, I mean, you have that and you start to get discouraged. But then, once I seen people did like the content and it wasn't that, it was YouTube, it definitely lit a fire under my ass. Like big time, it was like people do like this. People do like watching this. It's just freaking YouTube don't like us, dude.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. Well, I'm sure my Lorax song, YouTube loved that. That was one of their favorite
um,
things.
what do I enjoy about growing autos? To be honest, what I enjoy right now, particularly about autos, is that they're a quick crop to grow. So I can show you guys multiple crops in a real quick because when you grow photo period, it takes
Forever.
yeah, forever. So, but when you take photo, you can easily turn out crops. And we smoke this weed on the channel, we do reviews, we do edibles, we do so much with it. So we need these crops to constantly come in to feed the content, honestly. We need to grow different crops, different genetics, things people haven't done in order to produce content. And right now, autoflowers are the quickest thing, and they help produce a lot of content real quick, and it helps us take time with our videos and show you guys the grow and tell you anything that may have changed if you guys are checking it out every day. So I mean, right now they're great for content, honestly. And I mean, there's so many exotic strands and flavors and colors. It's just how would you? I couldn't grow weed and not check it out and do it. What about you, man?
For me, um, I never actually like the Amnesia Hazes were my first autoflowers, and man, they are definitely a hard teacher. They
Yeah,
are a little bit more trickier, but I feel like it's a challenge that I want to overcome, and I have more autoflower seeds, so I'm gonna dial some things back. I'm not gonna follow any charts. I'm just gonna do things the way I normally do by intuition and just paying attention and watching the plant and seeing what it needs, and
yeah.
just kind of follow those guidelines and see how it turns out that way.
Be one with the plant.
Yeah, that's the
One
way
with
I
the
did the
plant.
gorilla cookies. I didn't follow no charts or feeding regimens. I just looked at the plant and said, you need about this. Here you go. Take that."
I agree, man. But yeah, that's what I gotta say. I want to keep things interesting for you guys watching at home. And as far as growing, the same strand for multiple months, I just don't really see that attention getting. And honestly, people do like it, all the shorts, and they do watch them, but they watch the most when the plants flower and, autos flower really quick.
Yes, they do.
And they do it in beautiful colors and scents and taste and everything. So there's so many autoflowers from so many different companies you could fly through in the course of, 5, 10 years doing a channel like this and show people. So there's a little YouTuber secret. I mean, that's one of the reasons. And another reason is I just find some of them to be exotic because there's no photo period strand of it. There's no feminized strand. It's just
Right, you're gonna find some
that.
more unique
Yeah.
strands due to the ruderalis and due
Yeah.
to the manipulation that they had to do to get that cultivar to a point where it was more viable than what it would have been, so many genetics down the line ago.
I agree. I agree. Yeah. And a lot of people knock autos, and let me tell you, man, they're not less potent, they're not less tasty. If you grow them right, they can produce more than 2 ounces. I mean, I grow three autos, and you can ask Harry, a pound of weed
Yeah, for
and
free.
three autos. Now, that shouldn't be possible, but with technique and training and learning, it is. And, that's the stuff I try to bestow upon you guys. And, Harry does too, with our knowledge and things that we learn.
I'm learning too, I can't apply all the knowledge from
Yeah.
photo periods to autoflowers. It is a different, it's similar, but it's a different bull to tackle. So I'm gonna have to rethink on the autoflowers a little bit, but I got enough knowledge around me to, I think I'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, and that's why I like growing autos. It helps show you guys content. It helps show you guys different strands that are exotic. It helps showcase different skills real quick. To maybe show you guys there's just a lot of different things I can show growers or people that have grown. There's secrets and techniques that don't usually get spoke of. And I think it's time to bring them all out and out of the dark and into the light and show all these people that are just growing things that'll make their garden awesome. They don't have to take years to learn and research. And, we can just put it right there in a video form, man.
Yeah,
We got more comments.
looks like it. Got somebody saying something.
Litwick says, I have a 4 to 5 foot tall autos full of bud right now. I used to
Nice.
prefer photos. Now I do both. Well, Litwick, I
That's
gotta
that's what I'm
say,
gonna do both.
yeah, I prefer both. I do love photo periods, and I started off loving photo periods and sworn against autos, and then I grew my first autos years ago, and grew them ever since, and absolutely loved them. Realized they were a little more sensitive than photo periods and a little more less forgiving. And once I got all the learning curves, a while back, I learned how to do them, and I loved them ever since. And you got to even say, Litwick, I got to say, out of those 3 plants, you're probably going to get a lot of bud. Anybody gets close to a half a pound to a pound of weed off 3 autos if grown right. And, a lot of people knock these plants and it's quick production. So if you're somebody that loves to eat edibles and smoke and, do concentrates and you want to do that all day, every day, I highly suggest getting autos or growing huge, massive photo periods and having big space or growing outdoors in that case would be your best. But I would say for an indoor setup, autos all day.
Yeah.
You're going to have a quick turn. You're going to have just pure chronic ass weed. It's going to be organic. It's going to be tasty. You're going to be, focusing time and trimming it, and it's less to deal with and more light can penetrate the canopy. It's just a lot less headache. I mean, I'm not going against photo periods. I love them too. I love both of them equally for different reasons, but I
Yeah,
really like autos.
I'm literally growing both right now.
Yeah, he's growing both. I'm growing autos. The mimosa cakes canafam are autos. Every time I show you guys, the tent with the light on, it's just because the light's been chilling on, you know. But
Yep.
yeah, it's supposed to have coloration into it, so I'm excited for it to flower. I mean, honestly, I want to see it, turn into a more colorful bush because I have a whole canopy and I wish I could have got a trellis net. I
Yeah,
just
you gotta.
cannot get it right now.
Yeah, those
And
things. They're
it's,
cool. The trellis
yeah,
nets are really cool. They're fun to play with. I like the trellis. I would like to one day try to grow a big photo period in my little tent and mirror what I did in the little tent in the big tent.
yeah. I got a 4 to 5 foot or a 4 or 5 foot. Damn, I can't talk. Look at me. I got a 4 by 4
Mirror
or
Mike's
five.
upside down.
Oop, 5 by 5 tent, and I can fit like about 4 huge autos in there comfortably. And with that, I can take that trellis net from, AC Infinity and Amazon and, put it across there and put that up, make that look beautiful, man. So I'm going to have to grow 3 autos and do the same thing I just did and just, run a trellis net next time. And I
Well,
want to
do
do that.
four. Do four.
4. Yeah.
Do four.
Yeah.
And then trellis the whole canopy.
Yeah.
That'll
Yeah.
look beautiful.
Well, yeah, yeah. I gotta say, I'll do that, man.
Yeah. As long as they
Water,
grow like those mimosas did and they all stay the same size, that'll be
yeah.
perfect.
I'll do it with the mimosa cakes or something short and bushy. I gotta say. Hey, much love out there, Litwick. Much love, Homegrow 4201. Yeah, we're just, yeah, talk about different cannabis topics here, man. Just, chilling, vibing, man,
Yeah,
with the chat and going over it, man. How's that velvet cake over there by Pac-Man treating you, Harry?
it's not a bad one. It's pretty good. The velvet cake still has a nice taste to it. I expected it to be more like cakey, but it's like a good distillate weed kind of taste
Yeah,
almost. But I don't think these are distillate. No, these are live diamonds.
this is live resin. I gotta say, it's pretty good for Gushers and Watermelon by
It
Fried.
it reminds me of a wedding cake, is what it reminds me of.
Yeah, it tastes like a wedding cake gelato strand.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. It's like straight wedding cake. It's not bad though.
Yeah, but we want to basically, do a bunch of strands, turn them out, and show you guys, from seed or seedling to harvest, everything. We'll have multiple trim videos. So many you'll probably get tired of seeing them. I have a trim device that I use that cuts it up just like dispensary quality, real quick, saves you a lot of time. We did a video on it. It's called the Stay Grow. It's an amazing device. We're not sponsored by them, but I highly, highly recommend getting one. It's 2 foot wide. It chops your buds. All you do is grab a branch, clip at the nodes, let the whole branch leaves, everything fall in there, spin it around, and you have perfect shaped buds every time. Ask Harry. He's seen it. And he's like, I'm
That
bringing the plants
Yeah,
over.
it's gonna
And I
save
was
me
like,
so
yeah,
much time because
yeah.
last time I had to trim, it took me like 4 to 6 hours of just like sitting there with scissors trimming, and man, that is a
Yeah.
lot of work.
Yeah, it took me about 2.5 hours, and then my next time it was an hour and 45 minutes exactly. And I'm like, that's way too much time trimming. So if you grow a lot of weed, like 3, 4 plants, like Litwick said, or home grow, there was Jo. He said he was growing quite a few. Stay grow is, the best, I gotta say. A good trimmer, man. You cut it off, spin it around 11, 12, 13 times,
I mean,
take it out, and your weed looks beautiful.
yeah, it is awesome. It's probably gonna cost a little bit of money for these things, but they're definitely useful to have some kind of trimmer to help trim up those buds and save those sugar leaves for other projects like edibles.
Yeah,
Get
and
that the easy butter maker and the easy gummy
gummy
maker
maker.
in conjunction with that, or you can make cookies or brownies, or we're gonna do all kinds of cool stuff coming in the future to show you guys with the Munchy Mondays.
And Can of Family, we will do another trim video with that. But Home Grow 4201, damn. But Home Grow 4201, we have a Stay Grow trim bull video, and it is amazing. You got to see how these buds cut, and we have up close footage of it. So if you haven't checked that video out, definitely
That was
go.
one of our reviews.
Yeah, check it out. It's on one of our reviews. I absolutely love that thing. It'll save you so much time in your grow space, and you can get them smaller. I got a large one because I do bigger crops, and so does he. But small one, man, is perfect too. It's about a foot big or a little bigger, about 13, 14 inches. The other one's about a foot and a half, 2 feet. It's huge, and it's great for like up to 2 ounces. The other one I think can do like a half ounce of bud or an ounce maybe. I'm not sure. But the other one's up to cutting, and it cuts it just like how the dispensary nugs look. It looks absolutely beautiful. It's flawless. It cuts time completely in half. It's a great product.
Into a quarter, actually.
Yeah.
Especially if
Yeah.
you're new at cutting up these plants, it can take so much time.
Yeah, and it's so meticulous when you can just get a device like this, and they're anywhere from $147 down. And they can go up to, and they're larger or smaller, so there's several sizes and different things. So check it out. Definitely, I guarantee Home Grow 4201, it'll save you mass amounts of time in your grow space. I mean, like hours, dude. Because I mean, it saved me, or yeah,
Yeah,
me.
just watching you do it, like after you were done, my jaw dropped and I was like, "You cut the whole plant already?" And that's all the sugar leaves. Damn.
Yeah. And I was like,
Like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, done.
and I was so glad because I wanted to show him, and I know he couldn't just come over and check the device out, but he actually got to see, the plant being cut down, the branches being placed on the tray. You guys did too, because we filmed it, and then me cutting the buds off and just trimming them. And they came out absolutely flawless, I gotta say. And I'm a good trimmer, hand trimmer, but compared to my hand trimming at its best, and that thing does way better. I hate to even admit that because I've been doing this for
It,
so many years, but it's just facts, man.
it's just faster too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
100% faster.
Okay, more comments?
Oh, yeah. Well, we have ton of it for home grow for 4201. We definitely have tons of advice, but I'm telling you, the bud trimmer's going to save you. And don't get the handheld ones that are like really expensive that are electric with the trim blades. Like, just get the trimbles, and then it'll come up with a backup blade. Be careful. I was
Mm.
cleaning mine and I cleaned mine the wrong direction and it cut my thumb pretty bad. It's like a shaving razor that spins around when you spin it. So that's why the whole dome and everything closes off. Just be careful with the blades, can of fan. But it's just so quick. You check out the video, it'll blow your mind. It still blows my mind, and I own the damn thing, to be honest. I mean, when I first used it, I was like, oh my God, I love this thing. Like, I fell in love like I did with my plants. I'm like, this is just amazing, bro. You know? So it's a really cool device, and I was glad that like I could show Harry firsthand, like, hey man, this thing works, and actually have a plant there to show him. Because like when it was done, I was showing them, and then I was like, bro, every time you do a plant, just bring it over, and boom,
Yeah.
it'll be done in fucking minutes. We can hang it up on the dry rack. Me and you will film all day, and then it can go back. Because in my lung room, it's perfect temperature for buds to cure, and I can control the
And
humidity.
then when you cut them fresh like that quickly, yeah, it cuts your drying time down to like 3 days.
Yeah, that's another thing. All those leaves and those stems and everything can of family hold moisture when you harvest your plants. So you want to remove all that. So wet trimming is the best. It has science behind it. It removes moisture. You go from the dry rack to the curing jars a lot quicker. And there's less chances of mold, mildew, and things of that nature, especially mold,
Right. Right.
you
And that's what
know.
you really want to prevent when you're trying to go through the drying and curing process is getting into that area where you got some bud that you have to throw away because it's growing white fungus.
Yeah, after spending all that time, I've never had that happen, but I've seen that happen to other people, and it's just so sad. They're just so heartbroken over it. And it was what happened to one of my buddies.
That's all that soil, all the nutrients, all the electricity, all that time and effort just down the drain into the
Yeah,
garbage can.
and that's horrible. It's a horrible feeling as a grower. So, you know, it pays to do your research, and we have tons of it, and we're creating more and more.
And I'm learning all kinds of new shit every
We
day.
have 6 videos, matter of fact, and like what, 5 of them, we're not going to name what they are, but we have 5 of them coming out that's like all about plants.
All garden
Yeah.
orientated,
And
grower
there's a What
orientated.
Mats My Dreads coming out too.
Yep.
And it's about a good topic, and a lot of you guys are going to be able to relate. Um, Once these harvests are done, the mimosa cake, the gorilla cookies, and the amnesia haze, we will be doing 3 Munchie Mondays for each one.
Yep.
So you'll be getting intricate exotic dishes, candies, baked goods, drinks,
And which one are we
snacks.
gonna do first? So the amnesia haze will come up first, followed by the gorilla cookie.
We got to let it be a surprise for the viewers, and we got to
All
talk.
right, right, right. We'll
Yeah,
wait. We'll wait. We'll hold it in our
yeah,
back pocket a little bit longer.
yeah. That's a 007 possible right there type deal. We got to talk about that off camera and figure it out, make it an
Covert.
episode for the viewers.
Covert.
Yeah,
What would you guys, what kind of edibles would you like to see us make?
yeah.
Any suggestions out there
Besides
from the
cookies,
audience?
brownies, and Rice Krispie
Yeah,
treats, if there's anything,
we don't want to do the ordinary. We want
yeah,
to do the extraordinary.
we want to do the extraordinary.
Extraordinary.
But we already got ones. We just, if you guys have any comments down
I'll
below.
run to the bathroom. I'm back.
Right. Harry's going to go take a piss, and I'm just chilling with you guys. What's up? But yeah, guys, I definitely think we're going to take off with the Munchie Mondays because there's a lot of cool things you guys will be able to make at home. And for you guys grown, once you guys get it down, you're able to produce pot for yourself to smoke, to use for concentrates, and, and you keep making more and more. You guys will learn different things you can do, such as candies, baked goods, snacks, drinks, this, that, the other things you didn't even know you could infuse. We're going to infuse. Um, so that was just for Munchie Monday. Um, we got 5 episodes, or yeah, 6 episodes. I'm sorry, guys. We have 6 episodes coming out this week. One of them is a What Mats My Dreads, and I believe the other 5 of them are just all, what are they called? Grow topics. So that way, if you guys are seeing any type of deficiencies, any problems going on in your garden, you can definitely, be able to identify it, watch the videos. We're going to have multiple videos on cloning, multiple videos on genetics and seed shopping, all sorts of things. So we're going to have a lot of videos. I have a book basically with just pure video ideas, and I go through one after another. And some of them you guys really like, and you watch. Some of them, they're just hit and miss. But a lot of them you guys seem to watch as far as the growing and things. A lot of our reviews hit home. Nobody voted for that in the poll, but our videos with the reviews have the most views by far, I got to say. One of them has 16,000, one has 8,000, one has 4,000. I could go on and on.
Yeah,
Some of them have hundreds, like the bud reviews. People weren't
well,
too into the bud reviews.
I think people like the reviews that we do because we're honest about the products. We say what we think about them. We're not trying to like sugarcoat anything. It's like I thought the marriage pro kits are going to be really cool. I think there's a few key points that need worked out on them, you know?
Infused carrot cake would be fire, and white chocolate with almonds, or white chocolate with white chocolate cookies. That
Mm.
would be good, or white chocolate with almonds. Carrot cake's pretty fire. I do enjoy it.
Carrot cake with a cream cheese infused icing.
Yeah, it's an odd
Because I was just talking about making some kind of icing earlier.
yeah,
So we just have to make
yeah,
a cream cheese infused icing
yeah.
and then an infused carrot cake. We just bake it at a lower temp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to bring to you guys everything. We got blueberry cheesecake cookies, strawberry cheesecake cookies. We got galaxy candies, which if you guys don't know what those are, they're fucking
I'll
cool
have to
looking.
thumb through a few recipes and see what I can do, and I'll try to find one with a nice presentation for the cannabis.
Yeah. Yeah, we made an infused meal our first time. We had barbecued chicken, we had infused chicken noodles, we had
Mashed potatoes,
infused mashed potatoes, we had
the peanut
infused
butter cookies.
yeah, infused peanut butter cookies, and we did a whole video on it.
I was
Uh,
so blazed after eating a
dude,
whole
I was
food,
fucking
a whole plate
lifted,
of
bro.
infused food, and then finished it off with infused peanut butter cookies. I was gone. I was floating.
I was too. I'm not going to lie. Both of us have high tolerances, so we knew we were fried. I'm
Well,
like, damn.
that's why I say too, like with the liquid drink stuff, that puts it on the level of alcohol where like, yeah, you definitely shouldn't be slamming those down and driving around because you're gonna get a little wobbly on the
Yeah.
road, a little late to reaction time
And we had ideas of doing smoothies and the ice cream home grow 4201. So that's definitely something we're going to show you how to do.
down the line.
Yeah. Candies, ice
Coffees.
cream, smoothies, coffees, frozen coffees. Because I know a lot of
Heck,
people.
if you can do coffees, we can probably do hot chocolates too and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Smoothies, shakes, sundaes. We're going to do all of that. Things you would have just never imagined. And it's going to be
Well,
cool.
beef jerky's one I want to try.
Yeah, beef jerky is one we want to infuse. Um, you know,
I like the savory
so
though.
many.
I
I don't
don't
want to
like the
give too
spicy.
much shit away, man.
I know.
Yeah,
I can't keep let me because
yeah,
shut me up. Zip it.
yeah. I
Zip it.
mean, we're gonna be infusing a lot of bomb ass shit though.
Yeah, there's other stuff I didn't say anything about. There's all kinds of cool
Yeah,
things. Stuff that just keep it in the back pocket.
It gives you a chance to learn how to do it at home. You're going to see step-by-step process. So if you're like, fuck, how do I do this? Oh, stoned, I don't remember. You can just go back, pause our video, and just slowly play it. That's what I do sometimes with things I'm doing. You know, that's what I'm saying. Infused jerky would be fire.
Yeah.
We're going to do that. Here at
Yeah.
Two Buds in a Jar.
Especially like with like one of those really high carophyllene peppery tasting buds and then put that peppery bud on a meat. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get beef. We're going to chop it up. I have a dehydrator. We're going to do that
Make can
shit.
of salt.
Yeah, can of salt.
Have to make some potent ass can of salt.
Yeah, dude. And then we have just a bunch of different we're going to have the 24-hour live grow cam, which I'm going to buy a grow cam and you'll be able to watch the grow 24/7. Tune in. If you're that bored and you want to watch it. Yeah.
What can we have two lives running at one time? How does that
Um
even work? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm going to have to learn about Fat Can of Family. So I'm still in the midst of that. That's why I said it's going to be coming to the channel. I got to learn about it first, to be honest. So I'm going to have a camera that's constantly on my grow. You guys will be able to watch the
We
plants
might have
grow
to
in real
shut
time.
down that live to go to this live and just have like
Yeah,
little breaks on it.
yeah.
Do something like that.
I think you have to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to set up a camera inside my tent. You guys will be able to watch it grow in real time. You'll see me come in and fill up the fucking
And give it feedings.
yeah, feedings and stuff.
Sometimes when everything's going right, you'll be in there like, yeah. And
Like
then when everything's going wrong, you'll be like pulling on your
I'm
dreads, like,
like
ah.
fuck. No. Like Donkey Kong. But no, man. Yeah, I want to.
You got a feeding chart next to the wall, and you're just slamming your
Yeah.
head into it, like, what did I do wrong?
Oh, me and Harry Cole like some spicy shit, so there will be some spicy jerky, but
I
there'll
like
be
spicy.
normal jerky too. We gotta make half and half. So we're going to do that, and then what else? There's just so many different things, and
I like everything
we
from
can't talk
sweets to
about them.
savories, so
Yeah.
it's like
You'll see even
everything.
infused whole meals.
Yeah.
Like you'll see it all here at Two Buds
Yeah,
in a
one
Jar.
of these days, making one of those whole infused meals and just knocking that back again. You almost can't get off the couch after one of those. It's worse than Thanksgiving.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm telling you guys, man, we're going to teach you how to make it whole infused meals. So if you and your significant other, freaking smoke weed, boom, I got you. You guys can make this, be tore up,
Oh yeah,
you
for
know?
like some kind of special occasion or something,
Yeah,
making up a batch of some edibles.
yeah, yeah. You can then know
Which
how to make all this stuff.
edibles are tricky to make if you don't have your own plants and you're just like buying material, and then it gets a little bit more risque because you don't know how that material was treated before you got it or where it was sitting or how old it is or all these little factors that you want to think about before you put that into your edible, you
Well,
know?
all about that organic life here at Two Buds in a Jar.
Yep. We got some more comments down in the comment section.
Yeah, Homegrown 4201. We were making what was it? Peanut butter cookies. That's
Yeah.
what it was with the magic cookie or butter maker.
Yep.
So
Pink
yeah,
reaction.
we made butter cookies. They were infused, man. And
We infused coconut oil and we used the coconut oil as the butter base.
yep, yep,
And we concentrated that coconut oil. We took cutting material, sugar leaves, and we ran that through, and then we just kept running more fresh material. We did like two runs on each one, and we just kept running fresh material until it was like a green, dark.
yeah,
It wasn't green. It was like amber. It was
yellow,
like
yeah,
amber yellow. There
yeah. It
was no
looked like
green
honey.
portion. It did. It looked good.
Yeah, and we did that with the cookies too, and the
We were
cookies.
afraid it was going to be green. Then we looked at it and we were like, ah, good.
Yeah, dude. And the second one we ran mine, man, and it came out looking like honey.
Yep.
And it tastes like when you put it in a peanut butter cookie, it was straight plant weed. It was good.
Yeah.
Some people that eat edibles either like the taste of weed and edibles, or some people that don't. And I'm one of the people that I don't mind either way. I prefer the taste of it. I like tasting like I'm gnawing on the plant,
I think it depends on
you
the
know?
dish. It depends on the dish. If the cannabis taste complements the dish, then I like it. But if it doesn't complement the dish, then I'd rather not have it there. Simple as that, really.
Yeah,
But it's good
yeah.
to have that little bit of taste in there, even if it's not strong, if it's just a little bit of cannabis taste on that back end, that's nice sometimes too.
Yeah, because we mix some really good stuff with some really good fruit gummy mixtures to really get it. We got Gorilla Cookies that was mixed with raspberry, and then we had another one that was pineapple, and then
The pineapple ones came out really
yeah,
good.
we had an orange one that was really good. And I'm not a fan of orange, but that was pretty good. It was mandarin.
Yeah, those are fire.
So if you grew like orange kush, you can make like mandarin gummies, and it would be
And
fire.
then thinking about the terpenes and what you're pairing those terpenes with too is another factor. So it is tricky, but it's fun. It's definitely fun. Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I gotta say, I mean, we're going to make a ton of different things, like as far as like cookies, everything. I'm looking forward to it. We're just waiting for the harvest. That's pretty much what it comes down to. We have three
And
harvests that we're waiting on.
even autoflowers don't grow fast enough.
No, no, they don't. They don't grow fast enough, man.
Yeah,
Man,
luckily I have everything timed out to where it's going to be the amnesia hazes, and then the next week I'll have that gorilla cookies done.
yeah, yeah. I can't wait to see it, man,
It looks awesome.
until they're all done.
I can't wait to like be able to like see as at every stage of this gorilla cookies as it's been building. It's just looking so awesome.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to see it. I just to open the tent and just be like, there's just a big nug right there.
I'm getting a bunch of flour myself off of it, then taking the sugar leaves, and I want to make edibles off all of them. That'd be cool. Yours and mine, man.
Oh yeah, we got to make
I'll
more
have three
Munchy
plants,
Mondays.
and you'll have three.
Um,
I have a total of six.
which
So,
that gorilla cookies really surprised me. It got so big in that tent. It's like a
yeah,
2 by 2. It's dense. It's about 6 inches dense.
it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna
That's
produce a lot of
crazy.
bud.
Yeah, hell yeah, it is.
Like
Holy
I
shit.
expected the reverse. I expected the other one to be easy and to like produce a bunch of bud, and I had the reverse happen where the smaller tent is gonna produce more bud than the larger tent this time.
Mm.
Ah, man, sometimes you can plan plans, but you cannot plan results. So you just have to see what happens and then make those course corrections the next time around.
Mm. Yeah, to be honest, because we do a lot of different styles of growing. So you'll see a lot of different trainings, doing things, trellis nets, lollipopping, thinning, trimming, this, that. And then we'll explain what they are and show you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just put videos out as we go. We have just so much content to do. So yeah, we're not going anywhere, period.
Yeah, there's always so much to
We
talk
got
about with
tons of
this plan
content.
too. You can use it to make art things, you can use it to make medicine, you can use it to just inspiration to make cool things. Like it is a really cool plant. There's a lot of different things you can do with it, and just talking about growing it, I could talk about everything around the plant and never actually talk about the actual plant, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, eventually you'll come to a strand you love, and then you'll just want to grow that forever. You know,
Yeah,
I have the grape ape on my bucket list, and that's the one I'm just going to just grow for the rest of my life.
good
You'd
old
be
grape
like, "Are
ape.
you growing the grape ape again?" Yep, sure am, Harry.
Well, that's when you want the photo periods and the clones,
Yeah,
and send in the clones.
just keep on cloning it until it's like perfect.
Yep.
So I get a like F5 phenotype. But
Oh,
much love, guys.
it would be cool if you could get a male grape ape and then like female grape apes and then breed them.
Yeah, you can, and then create stronger genetics. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
and just
can.
keep breeding grape ape with
Yeah,
grape ape
you
until
can.
it's just a super grape ape.
Yeah, it'll be like, well, yeah, it'll eventually have like all the flavors, the terpenes, the effects,
Right? Just
you
keep
know,
compounding them and getting them stronger.
and you're purifying that indica trait in it, with the colorations, the terps, and I mean, it is an indica.
That would be some fire, man.
Yeah,
Definitely be some fire.
yeah, Gator family, we got. Sorry, guys, I had to hit that, but we got tons of things coming to the channel. We got the Munchie Mondays, like we said. We got the merch getting set up and that getting done. We got 6 videos that should be releasing, a lot of them this week. They may not all get done this week. It depends if Harry has enough caffeine in him in time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that is a factor.
yeah,
That
caffeine
is a
in time.
factor.
But there will be
Caffeine
definitely
helps.
content out for sure,
I
100%.
th- I think all content creators are require a high deal of caffeine.
I know a lot of content creators that drink caffeine. Now, these are my three. I like nicotine, I like THC, and I like caffeine. And Harry's the same way. He likes
That's the
his,
trifecta, man.
yeah, it's the trifecta to be productive and be stoned off your ass, even on some couch lock weed. So, I mean, you drink a couple Red Bulls and you're on some couch lock weed, you're good. You'll be wide awake.
Well, if you have a high tolerance, it's not gonna bother you at all. You know,
Yeah,
some of the sativas will give me a headache sometimes, and that's why I don't really like jive with a bunch of sativas, but some I can enjoy. But like indigas normally are just enjoyable to smoke and they don't give me a
yeah.
headache and they normally don't make me tired unless I'm already tired.
I like indicas and hybrids, mostly indica.
Indigas are nice. They are a nice buzz. I do enjoy the indigas. I do
I
enjoy the
build a
hybrids though.
tolerance.
There's some hybrids that out there that are really good. And I think the hybrids are more of like that connoisseur. You're looking for a flavor, where the indigas are more you're just looking for those effects, you know? That's the way I
Yeah,
look at it.
and trust me, guys, I've took my share of indica naps and the couch naps, man. You grow a tolerance to it. When you've been smoking indica for as long as I you can smoke like a fucking half ounce to the face or a
Now,
whole card.
Granddaddy Perp has knocked me on
Yeah.
my ass.
There's a few strands, I'm not going to lie, that have more CBD in it. And it's just like, damn. Granddaddy Perp is one. It has like 18 to 19% THC in it. It don't have a lot, but the CBD content, the way the cannabinoids hit you, it's like night night, dude.
Well, if it,
You're going to sleep.
I imagine it's like when you're a kid and you're trying to fight sleep and you're like, oh no, I'm not tired, and you're like just
Yeah,
gone.
straight crashing. And that's how it is. I mean, like I've nodded out with indica, like straight dropped my phone and fell asleep on the couch before. It's just, but I love it, man. It's great. And it helps for nighttime. It helps chill you out throughout the day when you're going out throughout. It just chills you out. And, I'm a high strung individual usually, but I'm mellow most of the time. But, indica really mellows me out. So I think it's just different people and their cannabinoid receptors are wired differently, and that's how it is in science. So,
Yeah.
sativas are going to affect me differently than it affects you, or
Well,
it may affect you the same.
and everybody's a little bit different based on the environment that they grew up in and
Oh,
the different things that they were exposed to and their own genetics and their own
yeah,
makeup and all those different factors play into, how the plant will affect you.
yeah, yeah. Some people get paranoid, some people get anxiety, some people love it, some people hate it, some people don't get high.
Right.
And there's just a lot of people where it just don't. I think that people that smoke weed their first time and don't get high or say they don't realize they're high because they've never been high. If you think about it, it's
Right. They
like,
might
so
not
how would
be
you know?
recognizing the effects.
Yeah, you just realized you feel weird or something, so you may not contribute that to being high your first time. But it is, everybody. There's no way you have cannabinoid receptors in your brain. Every human does, excuse me. So cannabis affected you. It just maybe had other effects on you. It may not have affected you like it does everybody else. So
We got more chat.
yeah, we got more chat.
Chirp, chirp, chirp.
Wild Bill Groves, what's up, sir? Salute. Homegrown 42. Is there any difference in favor taste growing in synthetic? Okay. Um, That's a good question, Homegrow
Yep.
4201. I'm sorry, I will get your name right. I've been smoking a lot. We recorded a lot today. So if I got any of your guys' name wrong in the chat, I highly apologize. Just I've said a lot today. But that's a good question. Let me see here. Growing with sort of synthetic and organic. Um, if you flush your plant now, damn, I sound like because I just did an episode on this, but I believe if you're loading it up with synthetic newts, some of them are bad, some of them are good. And that's with organic. Some of them are too highly concentrated and some of them are good. Some of them are hard to source because they are organic when it's simpler to source the synthetic. Let's face it, we all have Amazon at the tips of our fingers, and if we need phosphorus, if we need magnesium, Epsom salt, if we need anything for our plants, we can just go on there, or we can go to our local stores and pick it up if we're lucky and we're in the area. Is there a taste?
Yeah.
Yes, there's a smoother difference. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. If you don't
yeah.
flush the plant out, you're gonna have this harsher
Yeah, which is
kind of taste.
when it's smoothed out like that and it's not flushed out like Harry said, you have a more pronounced taste of those terpenes. So I would say doing it organically is good. Now, if you do it synthetically, like with Fox Farm, the 3 bottle trio, the one that's organic and the other two that's synthetic, I would just flush it. There's no science to it, but I've noticed difference in plants when I flush them, mostly when I don't. So all you do is pH the water and run a bunch of water. So let's say your plant's done, you'd pH it at 6.5 or 6.3 and just run a bunch of water through it. So if you run 5 gallons through it, you would run like probably 15 gallons through it. So, and you'll start to see when the water comes out the fabric pot and it's clear, you've done flushed it. But when it first comes out, you'll notice the water is almost a yellow, like a piss yellow,
Yeah, it's
but
like a
darker.
honey.
Yeah, it's like a honey color. And, it'll stop, it'll go to clear. And that's when you flushed all those out. The plant's going to take up what's left scientifically. That's been proven, but it doesn't stay in your plant. It flushes all that stuff out so the plant can use it up, and now there is no more nutrients, and you're now entering your last 2 weeks of flowering. So only do that up to the last 4 to 6 weeks of flowering, you or 2 to 4 weeks of flowering.
Yeah, it's at the end of the
Yeah.
grow. You're counting it down, getting ready to clip it, but you do want to do it for about 2 weeks to ensure you flushed it properly and got all those additional newts out, and it's burned up some of the newts in the cell walls of the plant. Yeah, because it's not great to be smoking on nutrients.
Hey, I love weed live, terp of the morning or terp of the evening to you buds. Sending some of my community your way per Wild Bill grows. Much
Oh, thank
love, guys.
thank
Thank
you.
you, guys. Much appreciated.
Awesome.
Yes, we've been getting a lot of subscribers lately and viewers, and we greatly appreciate everyone, especially at the channel. And we've been doing lives. So every Monday around 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we appreciate it most definitely. Hold on, I'm reading chat here.
Got some more messages in the chat.
What's going on, Susie Sizzler? What's going on, Wild Bill Grows? Much love. Uh, I don't know. Is it froze on our end?
Oh, hey, we've been recording this for a long time.
Yeah.
It
Let us know down in the chat below if you guys can still see us because it is frozen.
Oh shit.
What's going on here?
They can still hear us though?
Can you guys still hear us out there? Please let me know in the chat.
I mean, hop over to OBS
Yeah,
and see what's going on
he's
here.
got a idea.
Technician.
Says, yes, it is. The video's
We're,
frozen. Okay, we're
we
fixing that right now.
we've been running for a long time, man.
Yeah, we've been running for a long time, but it should be still recording. Sorry, guys, we're having technical issues.
Let's see, is computer hot? Feel this thing over here.
Can't, yeah, the community, it's all right though.
Yeah, I'll be all right. Let's
Yeah.
see what's going on over here.
Yeah, we're checking out the video, guys, so just bear with us for a minute. Harry Cola's fixing it. He's the technician guy. He's good with it. Seeing why it's frozen.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's just frozen, man. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know if it's YouTube.
Well, it's OBS. It
Oh,
does
it's
this stuff sometimes,
OBS.
man.
Damn OBS. I apologize, Canna family. Shout out to all the new subscribers and new people in the chat. How you guys doing tonight? Let's read some of the chat while we're getting this fixed. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Loading up Royal Queen Seeds Royal Runts. Royal Runts is good. I love a lot of the Runt strands,
Trying to see.
honestly. Yeah, we're having issues here, man. It's frozen as hell, and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean
Hold on.
I don't know. The only thing I could probably do is reset it, honestly. There's not much I can do from this point.
Oh, man. Oh. So, yeah, for some reason it froze us in the midstream.
Frozen midstream,
Yeah,
isn't
we're
that fun?
frozen midstream, guys.
Because I don't want to like,
I hate for people just to come in and start following the chat, and then we have to get out because,
right,
like,
right.
OBS. Yeah, see if you can get it working for a minute.
Uh,
Oops.
well,
Shit.
it's hard because it's already running, so I don't know if I can really make too many changes to the thing while it's running, you know? And I'm trying to see if it'll like level out here.
Should we call it a wrap? Or I don't want to, we just had people come in.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Let's see if I can do anything on this end.
Open video. What's it have the warning? What's that about?
It's always that bit rate,
Oh, yeah,
man.
that bit rate we can't get.
Yeah, bit
Yeah,
rate's
the chat
running.
is on fire and then we're frozen.
They're just chilling on the stream
Yeah,
frozen, man. Um,
man.
trying to see if there's something I can do. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
um,
Give us a couple minutes, guys. We're trying to figure out these technical difficulties. I see bigger shows have the same problem with like OBS and stuff.
yeah, I mean, it's the software, man.
Yeah.
It's nothing that it's the different. It's because of the computer that I'm using is a laptop for this,
Yeah.
and as you can feel, it's warm. It's been running hard. It's like I'm
Yeah.
editing videos over here.
Yeah. It is really warm.
It feels like I've been rendering videos,
Oh, fuck.
which I mean, kind of it has been.
Yeah, yeah, it has been uploading this. Yeah. I apologize, guys. It sucks that you came in and we were frozen. We're trying to rectify the situation right now.
No, I'm so
But
frozen.
we've been running this laptop ragged doing live and trying to figure out what's going on here.
I don't think I can do anything there. Let's look at video. Frame rate's good. Bill.
Yeah, the comments. We
Yeah.
have a cool group here. Everybody's really cool.
Gosh,
Honestly,
I don't have
we have
anything
a
to
really
click
cool
there that
community.
could help me. Check frame
Yeah,
rate.
it's, I mean, is it our frame rate or kilobytes or whatever the hell it's saying?
I think it's just been running for a long time.
Yeah, guys, we're running off of a gaming laptop. It does have a high processor in it, but unfortunately, it is heated up, I guess, because we're frozen and I can't figure out why. Because the stream's still going, the audio's still going. So I'm going to go ahead and unfortunately call it end tonight because Harry Cola can't figure it out. We have been streaming for a while. We will be going live again Monday around
Uh,
5,
Let me
6
go check
p.m.
this side.
Let him check the camera real quick.
Maybe the problem's over here.
Yeah, maybe the problem. We're just trying to narrow it down and get it going again.
The problem was over here.
All the problems over here. We got it.
Is it working?
No, not yet. It's still us frozen. Hold on, guys. We're working on it. Yeah, that's still frozen. Look like I'm saying something.
Mm, darn. I was hoping it would kick back on at that point because that did end up shutting off over on us over there. Hold on. Uh,
Me need to update this OBS.
I did update the OBS.
Oh,
It has been updated. Hmm.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. I have to call
Hmm.
the stream. We'll have to call the stream because their OBS is frozen.
Restart.
Yeah, people saying restart. Yeah,
Yeah, I guess that's all we could do is stop it and restart it.
yeah.
All right. Stop and restart.
Well, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to, when in doubt, take a dab or a long hit. Yeah, I agree with that, Wild Bill. This requires a giant long hit to the face. Well, I don't know. Will it save our
Hold on.
stream and do another one?
I mean, we'll have to do the same thing we did last time to get it set up. Well, let me see if I can
Yeah, see if you can fix it.
let me see if I can work around. I got one more idea.
Go use the bathroom real quick, and while Harry Cola figures out the technical difficulties.
I'm not getting it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reset. It won't. Hmm.
You just want to end stream and then,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, Canna family. Due to technical difficulties, I apologize to the people who just came in first time to check us out. That's kind of embarrassing, but our computer froze and we
The
cannot.
the camera died and then I couldn't get the feed to catch back
Yeah,
in.
the camera died and we could not get the feed to catch back in, so we have to end this stream. But we will be going live every Monday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got a bunch of lives, and if you want to check out the live and what you've missed, just go ahead and rewind the video. I do apologize, Canna family. Much love. We got a lot of content coming out and we appreciate you guys. We are currently at 1,330 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. We wouldn't exist without you out here in YouTube, and much love from Two Buds in a Jar.
Catch you guys on the next one. Something just moved, he said.
I just turned my mic off. Did you end the stream?